I got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. How do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so good. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. We can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. Yeah. What's on the other side of inhibition? Ooh, how do you do? 'Cause I'm feeling so cool.
Fresh case. Lasers. Bring that clock. Is the sax alright? Fresh case. Oh. We are testing the banging machine. Let's go to the second round. Okay, here we go. Lasers. Bring that clock. Is the sax alright? Fresh case.
Ladies and gentlemen, boomers and zoomers, today is the day. Oh my word, it's been so long. It's been so long. I can't handle this. It's, you know what damn time it is, right? This is EGL One Season 3. It's a low bracket final. I know ESCOM has made us wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks all of a sudden. I'm so excited and I'm so angry and it's just, I can't. Oh, thank you. I can't take it anymore. It's just leave everything. I can't do it because, gosh, darn it. This is EGL One Season 3. This is the lower bracket final, and this is Exdee Gaming versus Benchwarmers. And oh my, you better be ready for a fight. Of course, all of this brought to you once again by Dell and Intel, who have been with us throughout this entire season. And again, I'm going to be accompanied by the man who requires no introduction, but I'm do it anyway. Snare, how the hell do you feel about tonight, man? I mean, I can't contain myself.
I mean, I don't think there's anything that's ever going to happen in my life that's going to make me as excited as you are. But the reason I'm hype about this is that for the last 2 seasons of EGL One, in season 1, team number 1 was Sinister 5. Right beneath them was Energy Esports. Right beneath them, Exdee Gaming. Same situation in season number 2. Season 3, Benchwarmers, they might not be playing under the Energy Esports banner, but they are the same players. So the order could easily be the same, but there is the potential for that to be upset. A little bit of change happening once in a while is always very exciting. So I'm hyped to either see whether or not there's going to be continuity in the storylines or if it's going to be a little bit of a shakeup. Anything of that nature is going to be fun for me. And of course, it's good Dota. What's not to like? I love it.
Always good.
I'm
I
glad
love
to-
it. It's low bracket finals, man. It's like that little bit of twist, that little bit of taste that you get. You're so close to the grand final. For one of them, being Benchwarmers, they were so close. They were in that upper bracket final. They just had to take out Sin 5, which easiest task in the world. You just have to beat Sin 5. There's nothing
Just
wrong
beat
with
them
that.
twice. What's the issue?
Yeah, just beat it twice. It's fine. And now you're facing elimination where you're not going to be in the grand final. Of course, like you said, repeat of history. This is exactly where we were in both previous seasons. And I spoke to the Exdee guys beforehand. They don't plan on staying. They are ready to go. They've practiced. They're ready. Load shedding, be damned. They're going to bring the fight to Benchwarmers, who, like you said, number 1 seed. So get it on.
Yep.
It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a punch.
I
I need more
say-
boxes. I need more papers. I don't know. I'm running out of stuff.
Actually, you might just need a heavy bag. Actually, can we talk to the esports crew? Do we need like a branded Evesports tech heavy bag? They just can just like work it during the games, make sure that you're properly warmed up. I will be completely honest in terms of the history and in terms of just like the stock, the caliber, I suppose, of the players, right? The recognizable nature of their names. Obviously, Benchwarmers would have the advantage coming into this one. However, we have just had a recent patch here, Corny.
Yes.
And with the recent patch and the recent changes to the game, I do think Exdee, the way that they've generally been approaching the game for quite a while now, even in 7.31 and in the latter stages of that patch, it really lends well to what the game plan seems to be like at this particular point in time. For example, Benchwarmers tend to be a team that has a lot more activity on the map. Exdee do really, really well when they're able to just sit back, farm, and just get a lot of advantage out of their individual lanes. And that's what this patch is kind of all about nowadays. So given the kind of heroes that they play, like, for example, Death Prophet, Nyx Assassin, Undying are heroes that are amazing in this patch right now.
Yeah.
If we look at some of the most successful heroes for Benchwarmers, or for Exdee, we're probably going to see those 3 in the top 5. So this is going to be a very interesting one because it's going to be a matchup of a team that is well suited to the patch versus a squad that has a lot of prestige in the game overall. So seeing which one actually ends up winning out is going to be very exciting. And of course, I'm hoping for 3 games. I don't really care what the squadline's going to be at the very end. I just want 3 games of Dota and I'll be very happy.
Yeah, 3 games is what we always look for. It's so tasty. The patch change and then bring it over, even on 732B now. It's going to be good. It's going to be ready. I don't think we have too much time left to fill. But hey, I want to talk about one little caveat that is an interesting change from the previous season. So typically, Sin 5 came into the last 2 seasons. They were that first seed, right? So they faced up against the first season. It was Duck, or was it Punks? I think it was Punks. No, someone else. Anyway, my point is, Exdee have not played against Benchwarmers in this season thus far. They had to play up against Sinister 5 in the upper bracket, which knocked them down to the lower bracket now. So this is the first time they're facing each other here. And prior to that, it was actually in DCL, where Benchwarmers took the win over Exdee by, I believe it was a forfeit. I could be wrong on that round. So they haven't actually played each other in some time. And again, it's always coming back to, I feel like nowadays in the way these top 3 teams plays, it's a lot of the game revolves around those supports. So like you mentioned, Nyx Assassin, Dawnbreaker, maybe not so much this time around, but the supports controlling the tempo of the game and allowing the rest of the team to farm. Sinister 5 take that tempo control and they just run you over with it. But we're going to see if Exdee can sort of get that advantage and then hold the high ground, be an Obi-Wan, and then you can take the fight to Anakin later on during the game. I think that's the plan for this one. Yeah.
You want them to bring in the Star Wars strats out here? They'll be like, we are prepared, we are ready. Real talk though, I will say that one of the things that's very interesting about XD as well is you're talking about like supports being very good. They have some of the better supports in terms of just securing farm. So just holding things down and making sure that you don't lose your lanes, and not losing lanes is where things, I mean, how often have we spoken about this with XD where it's like, well, they did very well in the laning phase, but something will just break down later on in the game. Right now, it's just like, well, if you do well in the lanes, you're probably going to end up winning said game. So it's going to be fun to watch. I also think that the banning phase in particular between these two squads is going to be the most interesting part. I think this game is, when we get to this upper echelon of Dota, let's be honest, right? The skill gap between all of these players involved in the lobby starts to become negligible at best, right? Like, yeah, sure, might be like, yeah, we have some players that are like incredible in an individual capacity, but we're past the stage of Dota where you can just solo carry games anymore. So it will really come down to who actually is going to be able to win the draft, and from there, who's like, what draft suits the team? Because I could envision, for example, a scenario where, I don't know, Benchwarmers get some awkward in, and then you're like, well, we really want to see Depi and Adastam play an awkward game? Not really all that much. Even if the draft looks good for them, we might not feel like it's going to be preferential for how the players enjoy and prefer playing the game. I also think what's going to be interesting about this, you were talking about how you were engaging with the XD players and they don't want to stay at this particular level anymore. I think that desire starts to play a different role in this, right? Because they haven't played in such a long time. It's one thing if you've been playing these guys over and over and over again, keep getting second, keep getting last place, whatever. But if it's been a big gap in time, you can sort of mentally reset and be like, well, everything's different now. Different patch, new layout. Somebody might have moved houses. Somebody might have a different ISP or whatever. Somebody might have even just bought new socks. Now they're just feeling better about themselves. They're like, oh, wait, everything's different. We're out here. History doesn't matter anymore. So it might actually be a small thing where XD having that chip on your shoulder can sometimes be very beneficial in these sort of competitive environments. So it could be them being like, just screw these guys. We've lost too many times. It's our time now. We also want to get into these grand finals of EGL One. Every single time we keep being third place, even worse than being the bridesmaid and never the bride. We're not even in the freaking pro photo. This time around, we at least want to be next there,
Yeah, you want to have at least one arm in the groom for whatever reason. But yeah, it's going to be a close one. The last time XD won, actually no, sorry, that's not true. Last time they won a tournament wasn't last year May, but they've had a dry spell, right? So a couple of tournaments here and there, but nothing major in the tournament, and everything comes down to EGL every single year. We had 2 last year, 1 this year, and maybe more, we'll see. But EGL is always the place to prove yourself. Like you said, wear those new socks, and if you've got the best ones in the day, then you can be winning out at the end of it. So it's good. I want to talk about the slight roster changes, because both of these signs have had one roster change per guys on their general roster, which is Crimson Tide coming in for Exdee, the veteran in the game. Yeah, of course. Actually, others as well. But Crimson Tide has been around for a long time, and you have had personal experience with him for I'd say a millennia, but that would be an insult to you. But it feels like it, at least in Dota terms, more than 10 patches ago. So it's a while.
Yeah, sold.
So Crimson Tide bringing in to XD to play this mid role. How do you think he's fit in here? They've pulled out that pocket alchemist that he has just once so far the tournament. Do you think we're going to see anything sort of cheeky from him this side or this time tonight, or is he going to stick to the more traditional of the mid laners today?
I will be honest, when I first saw him occupying this mid role for XD, I was skeptical at best. I think would probably be the more diplomatic way to say that. But one thing that has impressed me, right, because Crimson Tide has played a bevy of different roles across the landscape of Dota 2, he's seen many different patches, played in a lot of different teams. It's given him, sometimes, versatility might be too much of a thing where it's like a player's a jack of all trades, master of none. However, with Crimson Tide, he can literally do whatever the team needs him to do. If a good example or a good analogy of this would be 2017 era Team Liquid when they won TI. where Matu, despite being one of the best carry players on planet Earth, just give him a real carry hero. He was playing all these green heroes in the mid lane, like these Vipers, these Venom Monsters, whatever the team just needed for the draft. He'd be like, cool, give it to me, I'll play it, I'll do the best with it of my ability. And Crimson Tide has become very, very good for that for the side of Exdee. It's very hard to draft against him because he has such a wide gamut of heroes. He can play these traditional mid laners that are very popular in the patches right now. Your hypermobile, Ember Spirit, just Spirit heroes plus Park Queen of Pain, these type of heroes. But he can also play these more anchor shell heroes like these Kunkkas, these Death Prophets. He can also play these more carry from the mid lane type heroes like the Alchemist that you just mentioned now. So the fact that he has this very wide pool is that Exdee legitimately never have to worry about him being completely banned out. It's just be like, what works for him? Well, what works in the draft, Crimson Tide can probably play it. And even if he's not going to play it, he might not be the best at it, but he's going to be solid enough that you can probably win the game. And it really enables everybody else on the team. I think one of the biggest beneficiaries of how Crimson Tide tends to play the game right now has been Remedy, especially in the safe lane, because Remedy needs space. Remedy needs a lot, right? You have to give him every available resource if you want to have it, right? He can be very active in the map, but he tends to shine the most when he's given as much activity, or much space on the map as possible, while the rest of the team is being as active as humanly possible. And Crimson Tide is willing to do that, even if he's prepared to sacrifice his own game. How many times have we seen Exdee win a game where Crimson Tide won't be even in the top 5 of net worth? And you'll be like, how is this even possible? He'll have an extremely high KDA. He's not in the top 5 net worth. What? But it doesn't matter to him because he'll just be like, what do I need to do to make sure that the team wins out at the end? So I think Crimson Tide, if I'm going to be completely honest, right, in the last several years of one player making a massive difference to what a team is supposed to look like, I think Crimson Tide has helped elevate the possible ceiling of this team quite high, and in a very awkward, off-kilter way, right? It's not like when you have the superstar player joining the team. It would be one thing if it's like Castaway is coming back mid. Oh my god, it's Castaway, but just in his own quiet, the team is just now solid and reliable. Everybody else is enabled just by dint of him being versatile and willing to do whatever it takes for the squad. So I have been quite impressed. My skepticism earlier on turned out to have been very unwarranted. So Crimson Tide has been a shining light, I think, for the side of the XT here.
Oh, XT, they've always been... They've been the purple gladiators. I've always looked at them like that. And none other I have the most respect for out of probably all of them. It's a very fine line. But Variant, Biceps, always seems to put the team on his back. His off-lane plays, he's still undefeated on Darkseer. Can I just point that out? If you see a Darkseer tonight, you are going to be in for some cheeky vacuum plays because the man is still unbeaten. And it's a good time if you see it.
Part of me thinks that he only plays Darkseer because it's a purple hero and XD has purple color, so he might be contractually obligated to pick this hero up whether he likes it or not. But speaking of contractual obligations, although there was a slight delay here, fam, we have a draft. We've got some Dota. We have games.
Yay, it's finally fun. I don't have to get another box. This is great. Gonna run out of take-a-lot orders. Anyway, no surprises on this first lane. Undying being banned out, he's been the bane of the support role at the moment. Or he's not Bane himself. He fell off as soon as the Salves got nerfed. And it's annoying to play against. So XD, take that out. We're not going to play against that. Death Prophet ban, understandable. But do you think it's they sort of saw how Benchwarmers wanted to play it in a flex role last time out against Sun 5 in that game 1, and they just going to take it out, and they don't have that option anymore?
I think personally that Death Prophet, Undying, Dawnbreaker, I mentioned Nyx earlier, but these are some of the best heroes in the patch. And the versatility it offers you in the laning phase, like you were just mentioning it now, right? That Benchwarmers can deploy this in a very versatile fashion with this Death Prophet. We've seen them play it in a bevy of different roles, from the off lane to the mid lane to the support role. It's too good. You still have the amazing push capacity from this hero. Its laning phase is... The fact that they changed the Spirit Siphon to have this flat damage rather than the percentage-based damage means that it's so much stronger in the laning phase than it used to be. So just get rid of it, honestly. I get it. I understand. I feel this. Try to have this be a game where it's going to come down to just laning prowess directly, because that's where I think XG is going to shine. And if you're going to give out Death Prophet, you're probably not going to end up winning out your lanes. And now that they have banned that out, oh, damn it! Too soon! I was about to mention this hero! Oh, Earthshake is so good right now. Oh, honestly.
We saw it in highlight videos. We've seen Grove put on a master show, but now It's XD's turn. Who do you think is gonna? I'm actually not sure which way they're running it tonight. From the looks of it, it's gonna be Y on +4, but they've always switched it up between Y and Crimson Tide, so he might take it the Crimson Tide might make it +4 as well. But any chance of Baron doing a cheeky +3? No chance. Am I
It's
too hopeful?
possible. I mean, they don't have last pick overall, so they could decide in second phase if I want to put this in the 3 roll or not. I doubt it. Generally speaking, when I see these position 3 Earthshakers, it's normally picked in the second phase, but it's still possible in this game. It does just depend on what things look like from the side of Benchwarmers, how strong they can configure their own lanes. Now that I'm seeing this Dazzle hero, it makes it a lot less likely though, because whenever you play this position 3 Earthshaker, you want to be able to like leverage all the advantage you're getting from experience and farm immediately in the midst of the team fight, right? Get in, kill somebody, move on from the fight. But now that there's Dazzle, he just picks up Aether Lens and he can negate a lot of your initial farm with the Earthshaker, so yeah, this is actually a good pick from Benchwarmers to open up with because it demotes the Earthshaker's potential to go into the 3 role, but it also makes it impossible for him to play 5 because you kind of need to have the Earthshaker now in the off-lane position to block off that wave because that Dazzle lane is kind of punishing right now in the off-lane role. So this gives them a little bit more predictability in how they want to actually approach the laning phase. I like this opener a lot from Benchwarmers, and Tiny is still a really stupid hero right now, so still good times.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, Tiny is still strong. We saw it last time out that the positioning that he controls for me, and the stun, and the sorry, counterpoint. What the hell is that?
It's an enigma.
Yes, I can see what it is. I want to know why it is in this game. I do not understand.
Because it's a good hero.
Oh,
It's still good.
oh.
Okay, so
Enigma Shaker lane though. Really?
Enigma Shaker lane is actually that feels pretty good to me. So normally Earthshaker lanes win out by being able to like manipulate and manipulate movements primarily at like the lane equilibrium. And Enigma lanes generally tend to win out by being able to deny creeps in the midst of the lane and just control the spacing and the tempo of how the waves push out. So these two heroes in tandem together, you know, I was mentioning just now about how this Dazzle sort of negates you being able to play position 3 Earthshaker. Now that you have Earthshaker and Enigma, you can actually decide to play a position 3 Earthshaker, have the Enigma play +4 if you want to.
Yeah.
Either way, these two heroes together sort of negate the Dazzle's advantage in the lane because there's no way you can lose a lane with Enigma Earthshaker. It's just actually physically impossible. Playing from Dire side, come on. You just can't, it's not possible. So no matter what happens for the side of XD, they're going to have a winning part of the map. It gives them guaranteed team fight for later. And because Benchwarmers did them the favor of banning out the Winter Wyvern, which is one of the biggest counters to Enigma in general, they don't really have to worry about big BKB piercing black hole counters unless Benchwarmers want to go for the Warlock, but there's no way they're going to pick Warlock plus Dazzle. So I actually really like this response actually with the Enigma, at least at this stage of the draft. That feels kind of strong for XD.
Making sense as XD always does. Unlike me, I play with my heart. And that purple man showing up on the screen gave me a hell of a fright. But yeah, Faceless Void being banned out as well as the Troll Warlord. Troll was Remedy's pick in their last matchup against ZIZ. I believe so. And he actually had a pretty nice match going there for the Troll forward. Faceless Void also... Actually, sorry, I'm looking wrong here. Why would they ban him out himself? I guess it's a good combo with the Dazzle. Run, chase the Troll, sort of run after him and just with the Poison Touch and the heal. Good combo with the Shallow Grave as well. He's not going to be burst out from a single stun like Earthshaker and kiting him. Yeah, it's working out either way. Bristleback, interesting.
Bristleback, one of the classic combinations with the Dazzle overall, so good ban on that. Like you mentioned, Troll, good with the Dazzle, just keep him alive. And you just press the worst thing possible when you're playing like Earthshaker and Enigma, these huge teamfight ultimates. You deploy everything and then a hero presses R, and then it just turns it all around. It's like, oh,
Okay.
great. Awesome.
Fun.
For me, the most surprising ban that we're seeing so far is this Void Spirit ban. If all the spirits are actually removed from the game right now, I would imagine Ember would be the one to take out. So it's kind of interesting that Benchwarmers decide to take out the Void. What are you thinking? Are they going for like Zeus?
It's 'cause
Normally
of
Zeus is the one.
It's 'cause of
I mean, why Void Spirit is very good, but
Yeah.
is it that good to demand a third ban, second phase?
I think it's just his comfort way of playing, you know? He always pops on these Void Spirits. I can't exactly find his profile and check, but every match I think of why playing, and he's either playing Void Spirit or he's playing something unrememberable. So take out the hero. If it is him in the mid lane, then he's not going to have one of his comfort picks. Yeah, it's just good. Actually, Venge. I'm just thinking now.
What?
Shard. that's BKB piercing stun eventually, which will help against Enigma. I'm not sure when it is, if it's a talent or if it's the shard. I will check for you in a moment. But I do know that that has been. It's 25. Okay, never mind.
It's 25, yeah.
They played 3 or 5.
16 Venge. It's kind of intriguing to me that they went for this Vengeful Spirit because there were times when this was a very good counter towards Enigma, especially pre-BKB, pre-Linkins or whatever, no defensive items.
Yeah.
But nowadays with the so many patches of nerfs on the Nether Swap, it sort of requires you to buy the Aether Lens to be able to achieve that optimally nowadays. Although it does seem to suggest to me that Benchwarmers want to go for like some hyper carry for Debbie deeper into the draft because I'm seeing Dazzle, I see Venge, I see Enablement, and I see some save potential coming out from both of these heroes, most likely being both played in support. So whatever hero that they get in the safe lane carry position better be like some monstrously large carry because they have sacrificed quite a little bit of team fight to do this. They have a lot of ways to keep heroes alive. They have heroes to be able to elongate the team fight, but CORNY, where is their damage? Look at Benchwarmers. Like, how do they kill people?
Yeah,
like
it's going to be struggling. At least they have their 2 cores left, or the two big cores left to pick from here. I'm not too sure what they go with, honestly. Lean is still in the pool, which has been a favorite pick for Benchwarmers and Exdee.
That hero's nuts right now in the meta. It's so good.
It's a lot of damage they can pump in, and especially burst off some of these squishier heroes like Dazzle and Venge. But I'm thinking if this Tiny is the mid lane, what's the best option to pick up there for XD now?
I'm hoping it could actually be Shadowfiend safe lane. That could actually be pretty decent. Shadowfiend safe lane, a way to be able to get through some of these add-ons on the Enigma quite quickly. You can outrange the Earthshaker Enigma lane, so you don't have to worry that much. Even if they decide to one Witch Doctor in that side of the map, which they won't, it's probably going to be the 5 position. You're not worried about it because you just sit so far back in the midst of the team fight. Witch Doctor also is one of these heroes that you can buy like Glimmer Cape, 4-Staff, Blink Dagger to try and get a good positioning on the Death Ward, but no matter what, it's always going to be susceptible to the Requiem. So that could be a decent option, and they already have this Vengeful Spirit, so you have the additional hurt coming in from the Aura. So I could see that actually coming in. And now that they've just gone for this Kunkka as well, a hero that you always want to have a BKB against, right? So whatever carry hero they pick up in the safe lane, it needs to be a BKB hero. Maybe... But, okay, Sniper doesn't do the magic damage, but similar principle. Sits very far back in the fight. XD have a hard time actually getting on top of him. Like, who actually closes the gap on all these heroes? Even if they buy Blink Daggers, Earthshaker, Enigma try to control the team fight with their Blink Daggers, not necessarily reach the backlines with them. Kunkka never reaches the backline. He just wants to be in the midst of it. He's the anchor for the side of XD. So with this last pick they have for the side of XD as well, they have to pick a carry hero. So the only carry heroes that are left in the game that can reasonably close that gap are like what? Spectre at this point? That can get on top of the Sniper. Slock maybe. Actually, Slock is actually a pretty good shot. So if they ban like Slock, Spectre, just make sure that there's no way to reach the Sniper. The Sniper, this actually, yo my god. This looks like if let me put it this way. If I was playing this Witch Doctor right now, I'd be like, well, we're losing MMR, boys.
That is looking like it. XD have used a lot of their time left, eh? Only 3 seconds left on their reserve. Benchwarmers still got a minute 20 to think and ponder over this one. They take the PL out instead. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
One of the better counters, like historically, PL just like demolishes Sniper. Yeah. There just comes a point in the game where Sniper can do literally nothing. And I'm looking at this draft from Benchwarmers. We were talking earlier about how they lack team fight, right? If we're looking at XD's draft, team fighters, they do team fighting so well.
Yeah.
Echo Slam, Black Hole, Death Ward of the Coconut, Kunkka spells. Benchwarmers, they have a lot of single target things. I suppose Avalanche is their best team fight spell. So the thing that you do not want is to have this mass AoE type of hero that they just can't control in general. And there we see the Spectre ban, the best hero against Sniper in the carry role, so they had to remove it. Does still leave Slock available, but I think you can probably still play against Slock. Like with the thing with Slock, you're trying to make sure that you can outlast the ultimate with the Shadow Dance. Between Avalanche, between being able to swap the Sniper back with the Vengeful Spirit, they can probably outlast him, and they still have the last pick, so they can pick some lane counter if they want to try to do that for themselves.
PA? I'm going to say it before they pick it. No. Okay, they go the Slock.
Full Slock, yeah? Okay.
I'm learning. Thank you, Etienne. I'm just taking notes the whole time. That's what all those papers were. They're just sort of drafting notes. Takes a long time to put that stuff together, but yeah.
All right, so now what's... Oh, dude. If Benchwarmers pick Doom right now, this would be such a good game. Night Stalker even better,
Ooh,
honestly.
yeah,
The
that
reason
is
I was gonna
actually
say Doom, I was about to actually mention that like there will come a point where you buy Aghanims on this Doom, right? With the Axe Doom, with that AoE, jump on Slock is 100% useless. Them playing the Night Stalker can do a similar thing for them. Just get this mass AoE silence, you disable the Dark Pact, you disable the Shadow Darts, but more importantly, you just keep Slock away from the Sniper. And that's what this Night Stalker is going to be able to achieve for them. So this is, woof. This is good stuff. This is good stuff. I like what I'm seeing.
Tasty. Hold up. I actually see Remedy. Okay, maybe they switch up the roles again. Actually, I've known to do that lately, but Remedy is on the Earthshaker now.
I see this. Okay.
Ooh, what is going
Okay.
on here?
Crimson Tide safely. I mean, Crimson
Okay.
Tide's done everything. So, okay.
Let's do
okay.
a complete switcheroo here. Enigma Kunkka lane with Y on 4. Remedy mid, and then you stick Crimson Tide on the Slark with B in safe lane. Because how does it, the Shaker does fine against the Tiny on Adderstam in mid lane. When it's this one-on-one matchup with the two of them, Tiny can toss in the tower and get some cheeky shenanigans going, but Remedy can actually take the fight to him as well. Not as
Only, like-
manner led.
My only concern about that is just whenever I think about like changing up roles with all of these heroes, I always think about like who can leverage their net worth better than the other hero. And Kunkka leverages net worth so much better than Earthshaker. Like Earthshaker, you sort of reach a peak once you get like Blink, one mobility item plus maybe a BKB. You don't really do much more than that. Whereas Kunkka can legitimately carry games for you if he gets sufficiently farmed enough. So I'm hoping they are going to put this Kunkka in the mid lane. However, like you mentioned, Earthshaker versus the Tiny lane in mid is pretty decent for the Earthshaker as well. I mean, they have the option, right, of deciding who's going to have the more decent lane between the two. But if I'm looking at this itemization, it does seem like Y is going to be the one playing this mid lane. Okay. All right.
Like it, yeah.
All right.
There's Remedy picking up the +4.
Remedy +4. Okay.
This might work. This might work. Okay, there's He's back.
Let's see how this is gonna roll.
If anyone were
personally-
to fill in for Ski Hound, Remedy would be the boy.
Remedy would be the guy. He can do it. You know, he can hold it down. That's honestly one of the best things about like having an X2 squad like this. So I was talking about the versatility of Crimson Tide, but in general, it feels like just a whole squad, especially between Remedy, Crimson Tide. In particular, these two have just done. They almost asked the question, "What do we need?" All right, cool. I'll do that thing. Sweet, I got your back.
Got you, fam. Don't worry about it. See, nothing
I
else,
will say, this last pick, Night Stalker, Corny. I would not be happy if I'm on the side of XD.
No.
Seeing this
Neither would
hero come out. This
You're mentioning the Doom, right? And I was thinking the same thing, but he has so much timing related to it. And the you have to play around the Doom, and if you don't get the kill on, say, Enigma, the Shaker, even the Slark, then it's sort of a free fight for XD thereafter, but this Night Stalker can bring the fight to you constantly, and then he has an advantage half the time as well, because of the darkness of the nighttime.
The one positivity that the Doom has over this Night Stalker is that there does come a phase of the game where you have like all these items on the Doom that you can sort of negate the Enigma's advantage with the AoE Doom. Placed either on yourself or on a particular hero. Even if you are caught in the Doom, you make it impossible to die in that duration. I can still see Night Stalker dying in this game, but overall, the increased tempo, not having to rely as much on farm, and at the same time, if I'm looking at this draw from the side of XD, they have some big team fight heroes, yes, but the only massive cooldown that they have is the Enigma Black Hole, which is, you know, ridiculous, and the Echo Slam, right? But for the most part, most of the other cooldowns are fairly short, so they're going to be very active on the map. So they probably thought to themselves that, look, it's either one of these heroes that's going to scale much better into the late game, or how do we get to the late game? We need a hero that's actually going to fight, and if we get there, Sniper will carry us all the way through anyway, so don't have to worry too much about it. But might have a fight here in this late jungle.
Yeah. B gets gone in first. Magic Missile will be able to slow him down, but Remedy, picking up the support role real quick. Throws out the Fissure to block the attack, but other shrapnels, 2 shrapnels used already, and not much going to come from it, so he will limp away. He'll be okay. Doesn't have regen on him, but that Hairdresser will do it.
What a player. I actually thought B was 100% dead there, but
Yes,
did the right job.
Remedy picks us up quick. Support
Dude,
role.
It's not only the Fissure that he got off, right? He was the one that came out carrying the wards from the jungle, and look at this Observer that he placed out. They're not going to scout this out at the moment. So he's actually done everything. Vents the first blood, gets some vision out. What a player. Doing the right thing.
Your boots are go at the start here. Actually got the bounty as well.
What a player,
already. He's got the little smiley face after the name. He knows what's up. And yeah, he just walked this off. Dazzle's he's gonna have a little bit of hurt of him with the poison touch, but that's why he got boots to start off. He knows what's up. He got this. Snare, what do we always say?
He's fine. He's fine. He's okay.
So it returns. Baron in the spot lane. Gonna be alright on the Enigma. It's gonna take a lot of harass though from the sniper and the Dazzle. Actually looking to get a kill here on him actually. Not much that Remy can do to stop at this point. He doesn't have mana for fissure. He's only just picked it up. He's gonna throw it up, but too late indeed. First blood goes the way of Benchwarmers this time.
That is,
Remedy couldn't do
not
anything.
too surprising. Dazzle with the poison touch early on, as well as a sniper running you down at the shrapnel. You know, these deaths can happen. I'm a bit surprised that they decided to go as far forward as they did, given the mechanics of this lane. But, you know, these things happen. It's the first blood. I still think overall, though, it's mostly on Benchwarmers to make sure that they get these kills in this bottom lane, because this lane becomes, for any other hero but Sniper, intolerable. But even for Sniper, you can't dominate it anymore past like level 3, level 4. So now is the time to make things happen for yourself.
Top lane. Let's get Coconut up. Yeah, Cuckoo's going to be fine. Took a magic missile to Crimson Tide's face, and B still here level 1, but he's got decent stats.
Wait for it.
Enough health, enough mana.
Wait for it.
But
Wait for it.
he's going to show us a play later, so he's telling us to wait. Top lane. Gets another leash on. Quite a bit here at the start. B's actually pumping this damage in. Has Maledict on the level 2. So Cuckoo's got to be careful here, actually. He might fall down if he gets a few more.
He's
Stick
fine.
will help him.
Oh, he's back!
Oh. Okay, he's going to get the courier.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That was so close, actually. I think he was trying to
was-
defend the courier, but that wouldn't have helped anyway. Oh. Bennett
If
was
he, I
out.
think if he didn't shift Q the magic missile there, he would have actually died. The extra right click would have been enough, but
Rude.
did the right thing. Stays alive, kept his head on his shoulders. Didn't do the normal turn into the magic missile, otherwise he would have died. He's cool. This lane though, I must say, as much as the game later on can suck for the side of Exdee, early on, the Slock is just going to be enjoying life, smiling from ear to ear. You have the heal potential coming in from BAE on the Switch Doctor. You have the jump away, where they have no actual way to stop you from moving away from that. Magic Missile is a very telegraphed stun, so you can very easily dogpack through it. Free lane for Slock. Nice Walker can't really over-harass you out of lane, given the mechanics of what's happening in the top side of the map, so I think Exdee, Crimson Tide is going to be the happiest camper for quite some time, just enjoying life. Free farming. If I'm going to be honest with you though, this is going to be probably our boring lane of the day. It's kind of, unless the Witch Doctor or the Vengeful Spirit mess up, nobody should die in the top lane. Just going to be a bit of a farm fest.
On bot, they actually had not long ago a bit of an argy-bargy, but they're going to have one here again. Fissure is used. The last time out, they comboed the Fissure with a bunch of Eidolons. And actually took Sniper down to Deppy, down to quite low health, but they've healed enough. He's got it down. Fine.
He's fine.
Top lane,
Actually, Deppy is so good. He's been doing the right thing as well, keeping the constant harass out onto these Eidolons. Like, not even bothering with the hero sometimes. The biggest thing about this Enigma hero is denying him usage of Eidolons freely within the lane. And because of how Deppy's been playing this lane, you can see Burn Bison. Look how he's microing these illusions, or these Eidolons, sorry. Playing them so far back from the lane, he can't like gain the advantage of being able to bully this as the Enigma. And Deppy's just like, cool, I just get to sit here. Look how far, look where he is! My god, as a sniper level 3 posted up in front of the tier 1 tower, knowing full well the Enigma can do nothing about it. Great times, great plays, knows exactly what he's doing.
a small dwarf with a big gun. Baron, been gone on with Fissure again to stop it up, but actually, he might fall down here. This poison touch does a lot of damage, and the tick from it as well. Baron's gonna be close. Force him to run under tower. Remedy's gonna show up. Just gives him a little tap. Mid lane. Going quite even. Small advantage for Adastam at the moment. Y on the Kunkka has his bottle finished up, and Boots as well as Adastam, so they're alright, yeah. This is the uneventful lane thus far.
I want to make a small comment about this mid lane, right? I think mid lanes right now are a perfect example of unintended consequences. The removal of these side camps, right, was sort of meant to encourage movement from these mid laners to be like, well, move more to try and get more farm. But instead, it just encourages you to sit mid even longer and just chill, farm, do nothing else. It's wonderful to see.
Poison touch and shrapnel. Got the kill down on bottom on Remedy. So Earthshaker falling to both of these skills. Oh, bot lane though, going burst out. Mid lane, toss into tower. Wise going to be a little bit careful here. Adestam doesn't have the avalanche to hold him there for much longer. So good.
Dude,
Check
1,000
his TP in
HP at level 5. He's
full bottle.
oh my god, he's so tanky.
Actually, the both of them.
Yep.
Double
Yep,
branch meta, probably triple branch at the start. Save
I'm
it
loving
for
the way
one
this
defeat.
game is going though, Corny, because both of these carry heroes are the ones that are the primary beneficiaries of this early game. Both of them are doing a pretty decent job in being able to not be shut out by their usually lane dominant offlaners. They're farming very, very well. Sniper was picked in large measures to try and deal with the sniper, get on top of him, and just present that omnipresent threat. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly how he itemizes as well to be able to try and leverage that as the game goes deeper and deeper. Because if it just keeps going with Sniper being able to extend the range, obviously Sniper wins, but Crimson Tide, better player than that, so we'll see where he goes item-wise. He's just going to farm freely. Like, you saw what happened top, right? He was being bullied by Nice Look. He's like, okay, I know you can't kill me, just walk to my tower. I'm not even going to pounce there, because whatever.
Could have a big interruption. Ooh, bot lane. They're going on the brand again, but it's a bit too far. They might actually turn this around. Toxic. Out of position here. As the fissure blocking him off, but the Malefus and the right clicks won't be enough, and Deppy pinging them away. Gonna be fine. Top lane, actually, they get the stun onto Crimson, didn't purge it.
It's fine.
He's gonna walk it off, yeah.
Dude, he literally can't die right now. It's actually so... this is reminding me... I actually lost the pub earlier today. I was playing Doom into Slug, and this kind of reminds me of that game. Because I lost under these exact same circumstances where I actually couldn't do anything against Slug. I'm like, well, I'm getting farm, but I'm not actually shutting this guy down, and I can't, no matter my best efforts. Crimson Tide is going to be huge at like 25 minutes in this game.
Just Toxic at bottom. He poison touched Remedy at the stairs. You can't do that. Chase him all the way under, and the boat's going to be there. So that's a mid rotation from Y at least. Couldn't get the Gravel. But my word, and Baron D's sitting low like this as well. It's not blue. Look, top lane. B has the magic missile on him. TKC is going to run up. Has the nice time bonus damage. Is going to finish him off. The one is going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. Crimson Tide fighting into this Maledict. And two of them. Fine. He needs 10x speed for level 6. Then he's really fine.
Alright, I've just become very impressed by Remedy playing support. Not only his Death Bottom, I actually think was 100% worth because he enables his Kunkka from the mid lane to be able to rotate, get a kill onto one of the side lanes. He comes back middle, suffering literally no damage on the mid tower, and he TPs back middle to refill the Kunkka's bottle so they don't have to retreat ever from the Adestam's Tiny. He's playing really, really well on the Earthshaker, and they've been pretty much no advantage lost elsewhere, right? Yes, they got the kill onto him, but the tier 1 tower bottom is also in very good stead as well. This game, this game actually gets very interesting, right? Because it seems like both teams are playing at a much slower tempo, so it's going to become a mid-game bout. But top lane?
Yeah. There were 3 heroes under this tower for a long time, and it took a long while for Adestam to rotate over. They didn't see Remedy in the area, but they do get the kill on Crimson Tide. Not after he took down TKC though, so a bit more XP for him. But that's going to favor. It's a bit of a bonus for Adestam now, coming in for that kill.
Who got the kill? Oh, Adestam got the kill. What a player. Okay. Yeah, then I think Benchwarmers come out very happy with that. Adestam getting the kill. You know why? Because look at his inventory. He just picked up the Blink Dagger. He's going to go home, refresh, but mid lane might be a small engagement happening here.
It's a tiny argy-bargy. They have an argument over the property line, that's it.
Whose fence starts where? Mow your own lawn, bro. Alright, so Toxic already bought the smoke. He's ready. So we're gonna see Adestam get some mana back in base, TP to the tier 2 tower. They're gonna smoke up, and the question is, where are they going to go? Who are they gonna try and pick off first with this Blink Dagger? Not that many appealing targets, I'm gonna be completely honest, unless they counter initiate off of this smoke coming in from Exdee.
Yep. They find Toxic. Fissure's gonna be there to set it up. Can't run anyway at this point. Fissure's gonna be there. He's gonna grave himself. Try and TP out. The coconut is there. How do you like that vacation?
It's actually so good. Not only is it a kill onto a support, they would have preferred a core kill. However, them killing this Dazzle, he was the one that was carrying the smoke. So they deny Adestam being able to make any big moves on the map right now with his Blink Dagger. He's gonna try go in middle, but I'm not sure about this move, honestly.
can see. Yeah, right, yeah, that's actually fine. Adesam is going to have a coconut. The toss going to be there. He's solo with the black hole! It goes on for a second. It gets cancelled up immediately. Adesam is surely going to die. The Maledict's on him. TKC, it is daytime now. He turns it back to nighttime. Gets the kill on Remedy. He's going to fly over this property line. He's actually fine. He's got the urn. He might heal himself up and go back in here. Oh, that was so nearly a very good start on the black holes, but cancelled pretty quickly. That was.
Worth. Yeah, you lose 2 supports. Who the hell cares? You deny the first usage of a blink dagger across the map. You get the information that the blink is online. The mid tower doesn't get threatened. The only heroes that get picked off are supports. And look what's been happening, right? The center of gravity has now been focused towards this mid lane. And on the sides of the map, Crimson Tide farming away on this slot, right? A ton of CS to his name. But more importantly, this bottom tower is still in very good steps, so Baron biceps on this Enigma. He made that rotation to this mid lane, gets the black hole, but can still come back bottom and occupy this side of the map, denying Benchwarmers appropriate ways to increase their own map control. This feels super good for Exdee. And now they can play so much more cautiously because they know Blink Dagger's online. If they see the Tiny, look how much, like, they're playing very far forward because they can see where Tiny is. Toxic probably gonna die bottom. Oh, he's so dead. Woo! Saw his mate. Feels bad.
Deforestation is a thing for Baron. Gets
No,
rid of
is he
them.
gonna- no way.
No. Oh, it's a long TP! Where did he TP to? No idea. That took so long. Toxic. Oh no, not like this. Yeah, they just leave. Oh,
Guys not dead to Maledict. Guys not dead to
That was
Maledict.
a dodge and last tick there. Oh, top lane actually. Crimson Tide.
Nice
Some
one.
vision on him. Deppy's rotated over here, but he's going to leave as well.
Actually, I would be willing to bet money that Crimson Tide, even if they lose this game, I doubt he does more than 5 times. It is the absolute upper limit, I think, in this game.
Okay. Better be careful. Either ones do a lot of damage there. And TKC showed up to the fight. He doesn't have that nighttime just yet. Still 30 seconds for that, and actual nighttime is even further away. They're throwing a lot
It's
to
an awkward
defend this
rotation.
tower. Yeah, I think no, he's leaving. He's going, yeah, you guys have it.
Radiant's
I don't care.
bottom tower is under attack.
Very awkward movement. If he came in with Adestam, they actually might try to turn this around right now because Adestam has yet to be able to leverage his Blink Dagger here, CORNY. He got this item like 3 minutes ago, but since that time, what has actually happened from this Tiny? He's gonna make a slight rotation in, and they're thinking about it, but now that they've taken the tower, Exdee can just back off. And crucially, they have Black Hole back up in 40 seconds, so they have no need to play aggressively into the side of the map. They're trying to dangle on the side of Benchwarmers with this Night Stalker, but there's... Oh, they're actually going to take the... because they bring in the Kunkka. They're going to win this fight. They blocked them in. TKC's going to die.
X mark is going to be there. The torrent left him up. The boat is going to be not going to pop the nighttime for sure. He's going to fall down. So even after leaving the tower, they still fall. And yeah, Adestam left in the dust. Not his fight.
What a player.
Ooh.
Radiant's top
Cuckoo's
tower
looking
is
for the
under
swap, man.
attack.
He's been itching to do it for so long now. What the swap?
Did you actually can't play this hero?
Yeah.
I'm surprised, honestly, that he's going for Glimmer Cape first instead of Aether Lens. Like, support Venge is
Radiant structure.
borderline unplayable in my opinion without the Aether Lens. Like, forced off is necessary, but you also need the Aether Lens. Otherwise, you just never find the spell. He's gonna get it now, but whatever, who cares?
Yeah. Adestam jumps in. He's going to have the toss back, but that's straight onto Deppy. Why's going to surely die. Does indeed. The torrent's going to not do anything. Remedy and Co. Just going to sit across the river and watch their friend die. It's Dota things. That happens. Baron, gotta be careful here. It's night time. Nice look, oh, Adestam, the jump in, the toss up, he's gonna die surely at the moment, but he doesn't! They pop the black hole, he dies anyway! But the Maledict is there, and the Echo Slam is gonna hit onto 2. Adestam's trying to TP out with the Shallow Grave, but he doesn't make it. Crimson Tide just showed up to the fight with the lassos and the Dark Pack to kill off the Cuckoo. Oh, Exdee, they take the fight, but they might still lose this mid tower here.
Okay.
Deppy actually opted to leave that one alone.
So a 4-for-2 engagement ends up happening in this mid lane. The only big hero they lose on the side of Benchwarmers is that Tiny, but they don't manage to leverage onto the tower itself. They don't kill it, but did you see what Deppy was doing? That's so funny to me. That sniper didn't even get involved in the fight. He threw 2 thrapnels and just hit the tower. He's like, y'all got this. It's fine. I'm not going to try to get involved. I'm trying to get on this tower. Had the Slog not shown up, he might have decided to continue aggressing there, but Slog is deceptively strong because he didn't commit the full Shadow Dance at the very beginning of that fight. This is intriguing. Maybe with another fight.
They have this, the Wraithmax is going to put up a little bit of damage, and the stuns are going to be there. Fisher block as well. The Manifest did a majority of that damage. Piggy's not going to help. That's not a Pepper Pig. That's a roasted pig. Picking his food, middle lane. Why? Gets tossed in onto Cuckoo. He doesn't have the stun yet, does have the swap still. So Deppy is going to try and get him. The tower hits my dude here on the toggles. Woo! That was a close one. Cuckoo does kill him off.
Huge kill. You know, earlier we were talking about how that big kill that happened at Assam, where they deny him being able to leverage the Blink Dagger on the map. They had actually just smoked up from bottom. They were heading towards that mid lane. He was supposed to be baiting out with the Kunkka to start the fight, but now they won't be able to win this fight. They even abandoned the push. Like, they were coming with 3 heroes, but Baron realized very quickly that we can't actually make this happen. So they just abandoned it, and now they actually might end up losing supports instead.
Yep, 2 of them. B and Co definitely going to fall down here. Someone's going to stop the ulti. Alastan has a Maledict on him, but 2 of them are going to die before they even output more damage.
Radiant's bottom
Exdee
tower is
overstaying
under
their
attack.
welcome. Missed the opportunity for that mid fight.
These last 6 minutes on the map sort of vindicate my maxim about why Dota 2 is a game of margins. Just these small little things that happen just have these large cascading effects just downstream on the map. We just saw it just happen now. If not for the fact that they killed a Kunkka earlier, these supports live, they get these massive kills middle, and they end up taking a tier on top of the side of Benchwarmers. Instead, they lose heroes instead. More map control is increased from Benchwarmers. They're allowed to be able to de-push down bottom, where they just placed a ward not too long ago from the side of Exdee to try and increase their own presence on this side of the map. All of a sudden, like, the balance of power is shifted dramatically in favor of the side of Benchwarmers, and very crucially, they're closing in on the critical items that help them massively in the next phase of the game. BKB coming in soon from this Night Stalker. There's Tiny, already finished the Blink Dagger earlier, but he's now about to pick up the Echo Saber as well, so his farm potential begins to increase too. And they already picked up the shard on the Dazzle as soon as it was humanly possible to get it. They got the Poison Touch with the Hex. Everything has just changed for the side of Benchwarmers. And XD now, they're the ones that need to try and make something happen very, very shortly. 10 seconds until they have Black Hole online again from Baron Biceps. They cannot allow this Black Hole to just be a passive thing that's in their arsenal. Need to smoke up, do something on the map, and change the status quo. Because right now, the status quo very, very favorable to the sniper hero. They're just still sitting back, farming. 0-0 and 6 here, Corny. Per kind of score for this early game sniper if you want to win a game like this.
They have the advantage. Sniper sitting at the top of the net worth, more than 1.2k in it. Even though Crimson Tide has had that, he's had a pretty good lane so far. He's what's it, 1-1 at the moment with 2 assists, and he's got that Echo Saber finish up, going for the Aghanims, which is the thing he really needs to get on top of that sniper, as we were talking about in the draft. It's the main bit of gap closing he has. If he's going to rely on Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade, he's going to get caught with one of the others. So
Mid lane?
Aghanim's good. Mid lane, out of stam. Finds Remedy.
Kill. Dude, look at his gold.
Hold the
He was
string.
100 gold short of Blink Dagger. Oh my god. Adastam, what a player. Actually, not just Adastam, what a player. Whoever planted this Observer ward, it was Cuckoo. What a player.
Radiant's bottom tower
Grabbing that little bit of vision, allowing Adastam to make that jump. And now they actually have a little bit more safety for the sniper because he doesn't have to worry about him lacking this Blink Dagger right now.
Radiant's bottom
Yep.
tower has fallen.
Top lane. Deppy's just... He's slowly hitting this tower. He'll kill it eventually. Watching snipers hit without attack speed is... yeah. Comical, let's say that. Bang, bang.
Dyer's top tower has
Mid
fallen.
lane. Y and B, looking for something on the mid. Might catch Adastam here. With Remedy. Has that Blink Dagger finished up, so... oh, this might be prime for it, actually. They do see the illusion, at least. Adastam. This is such an awkward situation to be in. Adastam. Oh, he saw him. He saw them! Jump up. Avalanche is going to be there. No Black Hole this time around. Crimson Tide jumps in for the fight. He's actually going to swap out Crimson. And that's going to be fine. So, coming on to them. Dazzle on the side. He's going to take a kill of his own. That's why he didn't really get much in that fight. B does kill off Adastam with the Maledict at the end of the day. Deppy and Toxic, the only ones left over. Xbox time is going to be there. B and Crimson Tide showed up to the fight. So that's Toxic going down. But TKC, he's going to run away. Like we said, doesn't care about the property lines. He's going to run all over. It's nighttime after all. Deppy, saving these headshots. It's actually doing a bit to Crimson. And they're just going to leave it alone.
Okay. Very intriguing fight there. So Benchwarmers, they make the initial jump. They find the perfect target. Finding Enigma, free Black.
He's
Doctor, okay,
fine. Oh,
What a player.
what a guy.
That game sense. He recognized that that was a safe time to leave. him being able to, like, them getting the black hole removed from play without it being committed, weirdly enough, actually ends up being beneficial for Exdee, because if the fight draws even and you don't have to commit black hole, that means that it's still available for the next round of the fight. The only problematic aspect of this is that they did end up losing 2 of their cores, in the Enigma as well as the Kunkka. The Sniper as well as the Night Stalker did stay alive on the side of Benchwarmers. So overall, the gold advantage is for them, but not being able to kill Enigma does mean that you can't actually do anything after this fight. You know that black hole is still up. So look what they're playing, right? They just lost the fight here on the side of Exdee, but yet here they are still pushing in the same area onto the tier 1 tower. Just the threat of black hole, man. What a spell. You can't really fight into it right now.
So the common saying, the threat of the black hole, the threat of the chrono is worse than the actual chrono itself. Mid lane.
Radiant are
Shadowblade,
scanning.
being the item of choice for Y in this game. Not opting for the Blink Dagger himself. Mid lane, oh, B. Oh no. Oh, Coconut's actually saving. Oh, the neck slam! That came out of nowhere. The swap was gonna save them, but the black hole! It hits onto them and kills them off! Exdee! What are you doing? Oh,
Wow. Kiss all the shifts. The shifts kiss everyone. Straight into the room shot pit as well. Fam, that was perfect. Not only did they find the initial Echo Slam onto 2 heroes with the sniper there, right? Sniper gets swapped out, but then Kunkka gets the X before the swap happens. So that inadvertently means that Cuckoo, instead of saving the sniper, just ends up adding dessert to the feast that Exdee were getting. What a fight, what a commitment. They get everything out of that. Beautiful engagement. And now that they have access to this Aegis, they can do whatever they want to the map. And critically here, Corny, look who died.
Yeah.
Sniper, the one hero that Exdee are kind of afraid of engaging into, is the one that ends up dying early on in the fight. They get everything. Oh, this team fight lineup. Yes, it might be the case that you have these massive cooldowns to work around. Yes, it's difficult to execute, but when you do, my God, is it beautiful.
Oh, that was beautiful. Can we just have like a frame of that? I want to hang it up on the wall. Oh my Lord. But Coconut, man.
Perfect.
Bounce. Deppy's thinking, oh, this witch doctor's dead. He threw his coconut. No, he's gonna die. And then bonka bonka bonk. Understand? Actually, hold up. What is B doing? Sneaky little invis
getting
warding
wards.
expedition. Yeah.
To look at him, he's got 3
He's gonna
observers
run
and
into Understand. He's gonna
6
see him.
sentries.
Yeah, he sees
He's got
him.
6 sentries on him. No, if he can kill this courier. Oh, no. He almost.
Understand actually saw it.
Almost.
He saw him when the courier flew over him, and he's like, "Nope, not doing it. I saw what this work doctor just did with one spell. I'm not doing that again. Hell no."
I mean, he doesn't have vision of these other heroes, right? He has no idea what the Kunkka or the Slog are. Both of them are also in this area of the map, so trying to make that jump, definitely the right decision to avoid doing so. Still though, even after that amazing fight, it's still a very close game here currently. Only a 1k gold lead for the side of Exdee. It's not much that's breaking the teams apart right now. Most of the game state is down to the team fight spells of Exdee. I'm kind of surprised actually that Benchwarmers didn't try to make a bigger movement off of this, but at the same time, what they're all really waiting for is these BKBs. Tiny BKB, Sniper BKB, and then they're going to try and make big moves on the map.
Crimson Tide. It's all just be the sieger here. Has that shard, so you can just sit in this puddle and take the tower. The off lane will just back off now. The top lane has fully pushed. Yeah, Deppy and Co actually. Deppy TKC in the jungle of XD.
Smoke from Benchwarmers. Look at Aristam. They want to try and get into the slog as he's reclaiming this outpost. Maybe they jump middle instead.
Voodoo switcheroo's gonna miss the stun for the while. They're gonna have the. Oh, yeah, another Echo Slam. It hits onto 3. There's not much initiation thereafter, but here comes Crimson Tide. He's hitting onto them. He has the Aegis. He has the Aghanim Scepter. Deppy throws an ult from Bygone Era, and the Black Hole's gonna hit off onto the side. TKC's gonna brunt all of that on his own. He's not falling down just yet because he's a tanky boy. Crimson Tide is there. The ulti is popped, but he's gonna dip out of that like you didn't even see it. That's a quick salmon.
Exdee overrating their strength there a little bit here, Corny. They did not need to take that fight. They had the Aegis still available. Now they lost the Aegis and 2 supports for what? Night Stalker? He committed a BKB charge, sure, but this is not the hero that you wanted to be sacrificing all of this for. There's no BKBs just yet on the Tiny or the Sniper, so they practically lost nothing in that exchange. Benchwarmers was very, very happy with the outcome of these last 30 seconds, and Exdee, they should have just let that one go. Like, at some point you look at BE being jumped, you're like, Saw's mate enjoy life, but you know what probably happened? They're so used to having to save Remedy because he's like usually their win condition that they see Remedy die and they're like, oh snap, get involved. And it's like, oh, by the way, he's playing support today, I'll bet.
Oh, why? Gets caught up here. Actually, Crimson Tide's in the area. He does a double jump. Too leashed up for them to start off. None of the big ulti's going to be there. The boat is going to hit on, and Crimson Tide, he's on top of Deppy. Darkback is going to be there. He's going to run after him with the ulti on the side. Remedy's using this fissure onto Cuckoo, and actually Deppy, he falls down. He cannot get away from this fish. Baron nearly dies from the blink in from Adestan, but he's got no spells left. He does fall down at the end of the day with that tree toss. The X-Mark is going to bring him back, and why? They're going to have a party with Adestan today. The Lex is there, and he's going to lift up once again. Exdee taking the fight, and god damn it, Crimson Tide catching the sniper, catching Adestan, and using that double pounce to its full potential.
That was, you know, in the drop we were talking about like the massive counters towards the sniper and carry position, and our heroes, we started with Spectre Slog. Those were our top two, and this is why. No matter how farmed the sniper is, at the time he was the most farmed hero on the map. Slog just jumps him, and that's it. There is you actually you can't fight. The fight is over. No matter how much damage you have, Slog will kill you in a 1v1 scenario. And his team was able to create that 1v1 scenario for him. And Crimson Tide does not miss that opportunity. Jumps on him, gets the kill. Looked so good. Sniper can do nothing. The rest of the team consolidates the fight, and then they get the tower. And now they have reasserted control, not just of the map in general, but they've taken over this Radiant Triangle. So now they have access to two sources of Ancients. One for the Conqueror to farm, one for the Slog to farm, and none for the Sniper to get a hold of. So you bought this Mjolnir in large measure to try and clear out these Ancients very quickly. And now you can't. Now they have to. You see the smoke that they're doing now? They have to. They realize that if they let the game just continue in the next wave, for the next few seconds, they can't do it. Slog is under vision though, so he could get jumped here. He needs to be very careful with himself.
Doesn't have that BKB up yet. Does know that they have vision of him at least. After the main slot. TKC pops the Nightmare, actually going to go straight onto the Dazzle to start things off. Shallowgrave committed early. Adestan jumps the backline, he's onto Remedy. More importantly, B is gone, so is Remedy himself. Crimson Tide, he sees what he's got to do. He uses the double pounce, but it's not far enough. Dark Pact isn't up just yet. Going to be close call for this one to try and get him up. Yeah, nice Orchid chasing.
2 seconds.
Oh my word.
Oh, too far.
TKC, he's chasing though. He's got this. They have this. Remedy fires back to try and get in this fight. Adestan is there. The stun is going to be. Vision is not enough. The Echo is going to jump in, but your teammate's already dead. He's in the grave. He's like the queen. He's gone. And now you are too. Oh, Baron, that was fun.
Oh my god.
Sorry, not Baron. Remedy.
Woo. You know in the drop when we spoke about how it's gonna suck to play against Night Stalker in a game like this?
Yeah.
That is exactly why. Pre-BKB, this Slog, I mean, for the most part, right, he's fully been vindicated by a decision not to buy BKB. Going Ags, Echo Saber, the Shard, and then Skadi first before BKB even comes close to consideration. And for the most part, it's been working out magnificently, but when it doesn't, and Night Stalker's not done just yet, he's going at BE. Might be, okay, no, he's fine. He's fine. But he's also just got Blink Dagger now. So there's more activity coming out from this Night Stalker. But it's those situations where you're like, wow, if you're ever on the run from a Night Stalker, you are just in a horrible position. And that just goes back to CORNY. You remember earlier we were talking about how XD sort of overextended their position despite how strong they were at the time, and it just happened again. That fight was completely unnecessary from their perspective. Why did they need to do that? They had more, like, yes, sure, Benchwarmers did smoke into them, forced them away, but the buyback on Remedy, just let the Slog die. It is what it is. It's fine. Now they can't play bottom. There's a dieback on this Earthshaker. They've lost control of the triangle they just took control of. And more importantly, look how Benchwarmers is playing. The next Roshan, who's going to have the advantage around this area? It's certainly not going to be XD when that fight starts, unless they win this again.
Yep, Crimson Tide's going to jump onto the Dazzle. He's gone already. There's nothing to say in that one. TKC, nice. The BKB pops, so that's him dead as well. Cuckoo is on the run here. Crimson has another charge up. Ooh, Limit is going to dodge it, but the dust is there. Remedy, support life is too easy for him, he says. That's going to be that Roshan may respawn in 10 seconds. Big
huge.
time in here for XD.
I think I should just stop talking. Every time I talk about how a team is such a dominant position, they're like, well, we're going to feed a few heroes, boy. Make things
Kyle?
interesting for us. Ish. Say it in so, bro. Say it in so.
Okay, Benchwarmers have a little bit of a saving grace. It is a minute respawn for Roshan this time, so not too bad. But Exdee surely would have hoped for something a lot sooner so they can take this high ground next.
Click on slog. You can see what happened after that last
Yep,
fight.
yep.
Immediately queued BKB. Just like, yep.
And
The time has come, boys.
Do you think he disassembles Echo Saber here for the quicker BKB, or is he just going to keep it as is?
I've been watching Crimson Tide play Dota for a very long time, so the answer is no.
Short and sweet, love it. Ooh, TKC, actually, he has his blink tag, he's putting it to use. Baron spot the BKB, and yeah, he's just gonna respect it. I'll leave that. He doesn't, they don't know where the rest of the XD is. They could be road running before it.
They have to
Their
fight right
vision
now,
at the
though.
moment. Yeah, they do gotta go.
They have to, yeah. After committing the ultimate, they have to try and make something happen with this nice Soka. But look what they found. There's a Kunkka down bottom. He does have
why?
BKB, though.
Why are you here? He's got BKB. You could try and use it to get out, but TKC hits.
Oh, no.
Oh, actually, yeah, they do get the nighttime vision. Hello?
Team?
Someone? Okay, TKC. Oh no, he blinked back! He double calls the blink back, and Understand is in on his own. The boat's gonna hit him with the shallow grave. Is gonna be there to save. He's fallen down, but the black hole hits onto them. The cancels there from TKC. It's Benchwarmers who are trying to salvage this fight. Crimson Tides come into it. He kills off the Dazzle. The Dark Pact is not going to be there. He's silenced up actually, so he can't get onto Deppy. He finally does, and they actually kill him off. TKC's falling down too as well. Triple kill for, well, not Crimson Tide, but Cuckoo is X'd up now. Y brings him back. Ooh, the Glimmer Cape. Cheeky man. Remedy does spot him. Oh, Cuckoo, you're not going to get out of this one.
It's
Knowledge,
a team. Why?
Don't kill Y then, Y, please. Okay. Oh, XD. Can I say?
Yeah,
double tap
got
your
it.
blink and you blink to base. TKC learned that firsthand. Oh my, that was a blunder.
Radiant's middle
Eish.
tower.
I've done
you're
that
not-
many a times. Everyone's done that, but in that scenario where Adesam jumps in and he's like, "I got you, bro. We're gonna dive this," and oh no.
You know what that just was, right? That was a failure of communication, my friend. The communication from Benchwarmers was just not there. They did not have the same thinking. They weren't on the same page. If they all commit and kill the Kunkka, they 0% chance they end up losing all these heroes. But because they go in sort of dribs and drabs, figuring things out as they go, they end up losing the fight in a quite dramatic fashion, popping BKBs at awkward times, at different times as well, even when primary spells weren't being committed onto any of these heroes. And as a result, they lose the fight in a resounding fashion. They lose a tier 3 tower down middle. Yet again, XD now allowed to reassert map control. They've back taken over this triangle off the Radiant side. They have full control of the Roshan pit. They're being corralled within the base right now from the side of Benchwarmers. And all of this came from just not being on the same page. If they were on the same page, this Kunkka is 100% dead. The map looks very different, but because it isn't, they end up losing. And now yet again, Benchwarmers realizing, this sort of reminds me of what we saw a few minutes ago. They realized they made a small blunder. They have to smoke and make a play, but if this fails, they'll be even in a worse position. This cannot fail here, CORNY.
You know what, that nighttime pop? B was just sitting by the tree by Roche. They used the scan and it baited it out. Baited it out. TKC, Hunter, little Dark Ascension. Not gonna find anything. Crimson, mid lane. Doesn't have his BKB finished up yet. Did Exdee know that Roche was there? They're just not opting to take it during that time.
They Roche,
He
they
was
can't
sitting
look at
just
their lineup.
outside of it. And
Nah, but their Roche lineup sucks, yeah. The one thing that sucks about their draft, they don't have like any minus armor, they don't have any like HP manipulation. Like they don't even have an AC on the squad. It's just like he actually can't take this Roshan.
Well,
It's so
B,
slow.
bye-bye. Addison says hello. Ooh, the voodoo switcheroo. The fish is going to be there as well. He has to pop his BKB. B is going to fall down himself. But the Slark is, yeah, he actually got hexed up. He can't really hold this. The Dark Ascension is going to be there. The Black Hole was very, very short. Cuckoo's going to die off on the side. But on the backline, Crimson, he gets so low. He pops the ulti. He's onto Debbie. He's hitting, but the grave, the shallow grave is actually going to keep him alive. And the bird is going to be there as well. Y is running onto Toxie. He's trying to kill off the Dazzle. Was killed off his carry. And Adesam now full health is back into this fight. But XD still 4 up here, but both teams without their carry.
Well, this time around it's
killed
XD's
by the
turn.
wave. He got killed by the wave.
It's their turn to miscommunicate because the Black Hole came out in a separate part of the fight from everybody else. Black Hole's here on the high ground. Flock is fighting here in the river. Other spells are coming in from deeper within the dire side of the map, so there's no opportunity really for the side of Exdee to use this massive team fight.
Oh, I understand.
Nice
Oh, buddy.
Nice one.
Is he fine? I mean, Shallow Grave is here. Remedy's popped
want
up as
that.
well. Cuckoo, yeah, okay. Cuckoo made sure. He's dead, yeah. Yeah, Remedy. Bye-bye. See ya.
They've got Grave. They have access to the Holy Locket on the Dazzle. He is A-okay. And now, they actually... dude, if this sniper didn't die in that last fight, that is the one saving grace for Exdee. The fact that they did manage to... They committed everything for the sniper kill, including the life of the Slog. But if they didn't, they would have lost Roshad here and now. Benchwarmers Spirit has access to the level 4 Wave of Terror. She also got the level 15 talent to minus armor, but they keep jumping more. This is so smart. They're not doing this to actually take kills. I don't think TKC cares if they kill anybody. They just want to make sure that they extend the distance between the Dire team and the Roshan pit so that they actually have the natural advantage of fighting on this area. As soon as they have the BKB back online, they're going to absolutely want to try and take the Roshan with the sniper.
Berend is pushing up bottom with the Enigma. But yeah, Benchwarmers have control over this area. The next objective, both of them need.
Radiant's bottom
patient
tower
at the front.
is under attack.
He's been the sacrificial lamb, although Switcheroo has saved him a few times as well.
I will actually go as far as to say that BE, in my opinion, in this game has actually been my personal MVP. He's played. That might just be, well, I've lost like a lot of MMR playing Witch Doctor, so I know how hard this hero is to play right now, but he's been playing very, very well. I've been quite impressed, honestly.
Yeah.
They smoke us, but they smoke underneath an observer watch here, CORNY, so they'll be prepared for this on the side of Benchwarmers. They see this fight coming.
Yep. See, Adestam in the tree has his smoke problem. He's going to jump onto him. The sock is going to be out. Cuckoo, surely going to die here. Have TKC jumping in with the silence. The Echo Slam is actually going to hit onto no one. The full save jump didn't really do it. The Shallow Grave is going to be onto Cuckoo. The Torrent Storm coming through from the Kunkka, but it's not really resulting in anything. Backline B again, gone on by Adestam, but the Black Hole, he hits onto Tepi, and Crimson Tide is there to finish him off. The Fish does the work, and Adestam on the back tried to do what he could. He killed off B, but now you got 4 others of Exdee, the Purple Gladiators, who said, you don't kill our captain like that, or we're gonna take you down.
5-for-1 trade there, CORNY. A 4,400 gold exchange in favor of the side of Exdee. I personally think this game is over. This smock is absolutely way too large. 18 permanent Adri stolen. Got 25 stacks in that fight. Not the really scary part about all of this happening. Only now does he get the delivery of the BKB. Now he's actually magic immune. And fears even less than what he already did jumping into these fights. Benchwarmers have just honestly missed their timing. And also, this sniper, the build that he went for, right? This is the natural build on this hero. However, because of the natural progression of this game, he missed the timing where he had the actual any crit. Sniper needs Chrysalis, needs a Shadow Blade, with the or Silver Blade rather, needs a Daedalus. Without these items, you just saw how soft he was hitting in that fight. He's standing there, pew, 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 but it's literally just pellets in your face, not actually doing real damage. And as a result, they don't have any way to threaten Exdee away from the fight. And I think this game is certainly in the books. They might be taking game number 1 here, CORNY.
Way! Crimson Tide! That was a jump that I would have seen out of a gym.
Can't die. Can't die.
Yeah,
It's
he's
fine.
fine. He's got Aegis too. Black
No,
Hole
even
back in
though-
53 seconds. Echo back in
We'll
27.
critique this decision. I don't think he should have gotten the Aegis. I think they should have given the Aegis to Kunkka. I don't think there's any point giving the slot the Aegis. I don't think he dies this game. Like, what did I say earlier? 5 deaths? Yeah. He's at 3 right now, but he's not gonna die again, dude. Like, he's 3,200 HP. Level 25 with the Mind Breaker on hand. He's out here.
He's a fishy boy. Slock is a fish, right? Yeah, he is. Yeah. You know what fishes? Well, fish. You know what type of music they like listening to?
Oh god, I actually know this joke. Hit me, bro. Hit me.
Something catchy.
I thought you were gonna hit me with the one that said something with a really good hook.
Ah, that's that's poems. That's like poetry they love. That's a good one. Understand? That's Assault Kuros finished up. Chrysalis as well to add a bit more damage onto him. Going with the Daedalus build.
Adestam's, he's fine. 10, 6, 11. He's done his job so far. We are at the phase of the game where it's supposed to come down to Deppy. Honestly, I think he's a little bit ruining the fact that he went for this Shadow Blade into Silver Edge bolt rather than just like the straight up deadless. Because I think he's thinking to himself he probably just wants like raw damage. If he's ever in a position where it's relevant to use the Silver Edge in the midst of the fight's already over. It's a bit too late at this point. And here comes the push bottom, second lane of Rocks already for Exdee before the sniper even comes home.
Crimson, sit that down. It's mincemeat. Woo! Okay, Echo Slam isn't actually stunned onto anyone. TKC pops the ulti, the Darkest Age is going to be there. Baron on the backline. Addison's got onto him, but he gets the BKB and the black hole onto two of them. Deppy's too far at the back of the fight. He can't help his teammate. The Grave will keep Addisam alive for a little bit longer, but Exdee are still 5 strong. 6 count if you count the Aegis. And Remedy jumping forward still has the fissure left. The 4-star's going to keep him outside of range. And here they go. They're going to lay him onto Deppy in 3, 2. No, okay, he runs back. The lane of Rax.
Anymore. Dude, this Deppy hero. Alright, so this fight took a while, right? We had a full black hole committed. Well, not the full duration. We had some silences from Nice Loker. The triple BKB committals from all the cores and Benchwarmers. And throughout that entire time, Sniper only dealt 1500 damage. And he was right-clicking, most of it. He was sitting there just hitting, but there's no crit, there's no damage. Who cares about the Sniper anymore?
He popped the headshot when Addisam was about to die and he couldn't get to the fight. He's walking with his tiny little legs trying to get to the fight, but I don't know. Maybe they should put him in a wheelchair. It would move faster. Fissure onto Toxic, but Echo's not Echo's, X-Mark is going to be there. Actually, bring it back. No shallow grave. Minute 30, still for Crimson Tide on that Aegis. Gonna regen in base as well. We do have this Wraith back as well. Key item for XC this time. And yeah, TKC, I think he's just watching the base crumble. He's watching his home be destroyed at this point of the game. Y is going to bring Deppy back a little bit closer. The Hex is going to be there from the buyback from Toxic. But Crimson Tide, he doesn't care. He's still got the Aegis. He's hitting onto the Ancient. The shard is going to be there. He's just going to hit it from his puddle. XC don't care to take the fight. They're just going to take the game. Game 1 of the low bracket final goes to Exdee Gaming over Benchwarmers. And ooh, if this is the way to do it for the Purple Gladiators, this is the start they wanted.
Woo!
Oh.
Exdee, phenomenal game coming out of them. I will say, I love how Dota can hinge on certain moments, right? The moments where, in my opinion, where the game was lost for Benchwarmers, right? There were 2 moments where they lost the game. The first moment, that was like the start of the decline and the start of the slide. They get the Blink Dagger. Immediately as they buy the Blink, Dazzle dies, so they can't smoke and make a play. Yep. And then they try to force a play through middle. Yes, they end up getting a kill there, but Tiny ends up dying in that situation and revealing the Blink Dagger at the same time. But the real critical moment came, there was this fight when they realized, well, we need to try and reassert control of our triangle. They take this long circuitous smoke, and initially it seems like it might be promising, but they end up way overcommitting to a fight, losing absolutely everybody. And the big thing is that they lost everybody with Slock not dying on the other side. Slock stays alive, Slock keeps farming. Look how big Crimson Tide, remember we were talking about like early on when I saw the laning phase, I was like, yo, this Slock is going to be, this Slock is going to be massive, and this Slock absolutely got massive. Crimson Tide helped to carry the game for the side of Exdee, 12, 3, and 11, massive at the end of the game. So big, honestly, here, Corny, that I wish I had, right? I wish I had a pair of Evetech Stealth Glasses so I could witness this properly without having to squint and be like, what is going on? But unfortunately, I'm on the mic, so I can't get these glasses. But how does everybody else get a hold of them, fam?
All you gotta do, if you're joining us already, you just gotta head over to twitch.tv/esportsza and type in chat just once, EGL One. That is EGLONE, and you'll enter into the chat or into the giveaway for the Evetech Stealth Gaming Glasses, which make you look stylish, and best of all, you'll actually be able to see once you're 60 years old and still playing Dota, as I'm sure we all will be. But yeah, so EGL1, type it in chat in twitch.tv/esportsza, and yeah, you'll be entered into the giveaway. But for now, I think we're going to take a short, tiny little break, and we'll see you guys in game number 2 of this low bracket final, where we see if Benchwarmers can take it to game number 3. See you guys there.
other side. You're calling me up at the same time. I'm in the daylight. You're calling to say hi, but your words they cry. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Your silence speaks so loud, and I hear you calling up, yeah.
Welcome one and all here to EGL One Season 3. We are in game number 2 of Exdee Gaming versus the side here of the Benchwarmers, formerly known as, in many of our imagination, as Energy Esports. Game number 2 is a very interesting place to be because historically, whenever we get to this game 2, it is with the Benchwarmers having the advantage. But today, Exdee are the ones that have the pole position. They are the ones one step closer to getting to their first grand finals in an EGL One tournament. So it's going to be very exciting to see if they can fulfill that dream, fulfill the promise, and get to the promised land, or if Benchwarmers will make this interesting and push us to an all-important game number 3. Of course, I am Snare, and I'm joined today by CORNY. OG, that game was hype. That game was amazing. That game was incredible. I am not sure that it's going to be the same in game number 2 because that felt like the kind of game that can wake up a team, right? Where a team is like, oh snap, yo, well, be serious. Take this very, very seriously right now. So what do you think is going to be happening in game number 2? Do we get a game 3 or do you think Exdee have the Benchwarmers' number?
You see, I called them the Purple Gladiators. You know why? Because the Purple Gladiators don't back down from a fight. They don't run out of the arena, and you'll be damn sure if they have a foot forward on you in that battle, they are going to take it. Exdee, make it to the final. I'm putting it here. I don't care about biases. I'm going for Exdee. Come on, boys. They've had this advantage before, and to my memory, only twice they've let a best of 3 go down if they had the game 1 advantage, and there are a lot of them, right? So Exdee taking it by storm, actually. I'll say that to start off. This is a very, very interesting start to the draft for both sides, actually. But Exdee is going spicy. They want
well, everybody at home, today. I love how you've all just figured out that CORNY has negotiated a better contract than mine with doesn't have a no bias clause inside it. He's allowed to be as biased as humanly possible. Mans is out here.
It's fine. Game 3, then I switch it to Benchwarmers. It's fine.
Before we take a biased look at this draft, I just want to remind everybody that if you want a pair of Evetech Stealth Gaming Glasses, which you are giving away today, type in EGL1 in chat to enter yourself into a draw. You're only allowed to type it once. So if you typed it between game number 1, you can't type it again now. But if you haven't, get a hold of this. Make sure that you're as swaggerlicious as possible. And looking at this draft, he is not wrong. CORNY is not wrong. Exdee's opener, very, very good. Omni Knight Lina. This Omni hero is... honestly, one of the things I love so much about where the patch is right now is that a lot of the heroes that have been traditionally picked within South African esports are good now. Omni Knights, Undying, these Nixes, these Linas, heroes we've enjoyed even when they were pretty bad. We were out here picking these heroes, trying to make them work. Now that they are very good, I'm expecting that the teams that can make them work are going to look very, very well. And one thing that's quite interesting here is, although they have the Omni Knight Lina, yes, there's a Marcy, but the Marcy Viper lane, firstly, it's crazy, stupidly strong. However, similar issue that we saw last game. We sort of had a conversation about like how do they reach the sniper. They managed to figure that out on the side of Exdee by picking up the slog to be able to close that gap. Yeah. Right now, the issue is going to be back into the side of Benchwarmers. How do we reach this Lina? Because otherwise, with Omni Knight backing her up, she can become the turret damage dealer from very far and deep into the fight. And thus far, we can't necessarily close the gap. If Marcy jumps in onto her, I've lost many games playing Marcy. I jump onto Lina, I get LSA'd, and then 2 seconds later I'm dead. I'm like, oh, that was a bad idea. This wasn't great.
You wish you could roll it back just a second and go, okay, hold up. Snare, look at this. Look at who you look at this ginger that you're about to jump into. She's not a friendly one.
Not a friendly ginger.
Not a friendly ginger. Most off. But yeah, no, it is going to be that sort of the switch of the tails where Exdee are now the ones where they have to jump, and they found the answer for it last game. And Exdee are sort of looking at that. So no Nyx, no Tiny, no Faces Void. Immediately 3 problems that they're going to have to deal with, completely taken out. So the main issues that the main say contenders that Lena's going to have in these fights for both jumping her and then just during the game in general is already taken out. There's still plenty of options Benchwarmers can take, but it's not nice playing against the Nyx as a Lena because you get stunned from one random Dragon Slave that you throw out a Light Strike around there, so if you're going to be stunned. Excusez-moi? I don't know.
Which raptor? Dat raptor and this raptor.
Oh no. That's a
So-
shocking result.
I'm okay with Disruptor when he's picked in drafts that have heroes like Tidehunter, heroes like Mars, heroes like Faceless Void, practically heroes that set up the static field, the static storm rather, with the kinetic field for you. In this particular game, no such setup really exists. And it does kind of set you up. I was about to mention that, like, once you pick Disruptor, you admit to the enemy team that we don't plan on having any degree of D-push, so the other enemy team can just start overloading the lanes. Usually the answer is heroes like Naga Siren, Beastmaster, the Chen, just anything that makes it difficult for Disruptor to play Dota because there's just so much stuff happening on that side of the map.
Yeah.
This Naga pick is so good. This Disruptor, I'm still puzzling over it because
Did they pick
Void's
up
been
a
banned, Tiny's banned.
Muzzle Monkey
But I
King
mean-
ban, thank you?
Not really, because they're going to be playing this Viper from the offlane, right? So they have to pick a safe lane hero to be able to make this Disruptor work. Monkey King
True.
could work, but it's pretty much just Monkey King that's left
Yeah.
in the draft right now that could actually reliably work with this Raptor. So I'm very, very perplexed. But also, you can't really necessarily play Monkey King into Naga Siren because you pop Wukong's, Naga presses R, and their whole team just moves. And then they wait for you. And they're like, well, okay, we'll win the
Tough luck.
fight now.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is so bizarre with Disruptor pick, honestly.
Maybe they take this lock this time. Then. Slot.
No, you can't.
Okay,
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
yeah.
Stop. I'm joking. No, Slock is. It will be a very, very cooked, very canned sardine. If he were to be picked up. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, what do you, Sven? I guess you can kite it out so easily with Omni ult. Lena is always gonna have range on you. Shaker kites you as well. I'm like, what? What is left? You are muted. You got
Yeah,
you.
my bad. I was thinking maybe Juggernaut.
Yeah, I was looking.
It's probably my main one. Is because like you buy shard, you can clear through some of these illusions on the Naga Siren. You can sustain through the earlier portion of the game against the Lina. You can buy a blink as well into Swift Blink. You just GG slash the Lina, she dies. SK, that's not bad as well.
Yeah,
You-
that's fine.
They needed wave clear, like really, really badly. It's not the best wave clear because you do have to commit your own life to make this happen. And now this complicates things because they're probably going to be putting this Sand King mid, I think. No, Viper mid. Viper mid, Sand King offlane.
They can still flex it if they want to, but they know they're going up against Alina in the mid lane, so it's like,
Oh, I see what this is. So you buy it. Vipers can buy a Rod of Atos, right? Normally, when you play this core Viper, you try to get that item as soon as humanly possible.
Yes.
In this game, if you buy Atos, you can build it very quickly into a Gleipnir, and Gleipnirs generally tend to be quite good against these illusion type carries, which Naga Siren is. So that'll be the rationale from the mid lane. Off lane, you have the Sand King to start fights for you, but you need the hyperest of hyper carries, and it can't be an illusion carry either. So Troll, amazing ban. Clinks is actually not bad right now. Since they made the changes to the Burning Barrage, it's not terrible. It's actually fairly decent against the Naga Siren as well because you can... The damage from the arrows comes out off... Like, even if you get songed, right? The damage will still go through. So you can actually kill the Naga Siren even if you're trying to save herself at the very last moment. So I could vibe with that. I could see that happening.
trying to look if they've actually played the Clinks. They have not. Benchwarmers has not played Clinks thus far. They've mainly opted to go for Faceless Void as being their predominant carry. Bloodseeker, actually, I see, is the other one they've picked up. Let's see if they pick up Bloodseeker here. Nah.
Not really. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a BS game. Let's see. What does Exdee need? They need an offlaner, right? They need a way to start fights outside of just the Earthshaker. So Doom would be great, but I just feel like Doom is kind of broken. Dude, Doom is so good. Actually, oh my god. You know why Doom would be amazing in this game? You buy Aghanim Scepter, right? You start with the Naga song. You put Doom on yourself during the song, jump into the midst of the fight. They have literally no counter available to themselves. Doom, so good. But if they don't go for Doom, Underlord, I think, could be pretty good in this game as well. Any kind of movement manipulation, I think, is very, very good in general against Sand King or Disruptor. Is Death Prophet banned? Yeah, first ban. Wow, okay. She's not I saw a game with Queen of Pain from the offlane, but they need more tank ability. But I could see co-op, honestly. The 60 heroes to like poke prod at them, force Disruptor to use the initial glimpse, and they have no like additional option, and then you start going for the fight itself. Well, we spoke about Mars earlier. If they pick Mars right now from Exdee, that would be so good. Like Naga song to set up the arena for you. Oh my god, that would be so nice.
I would have said Sand King as well, but yeah, Benchwarmers beat them to the cut.
Fast.
Exdee running out of time here, although they've crunched Benchwarmers' time a lot more than they did last time in the draft, but Exdee did come out the advantage there.
Yes! Yes! Everybody at home? Earlier on, our company was telling us that he wants the Doxia. He told us. Well, okay, we both get what we want, right? I was saying that they should go for the Juggernaut on the side here of the Benchwarmers, and they did, and you got your Doxia, so everybody wins. It's all good.
I'm so happy. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll calm down. Just compose. I'm just looking at a Baron Biceps Doxia. There's no big deal. There's nothing to be excited about. Okay.
I think Ridditz is in chat. Ridditz, please let us know in chat. Is there contractual obligation to play Doxia at least once in a series on the side of Exdee? Please let us know. We'd love to know the answer to the question.
Oh my word.
Doxia.
Purple gladiators picking up the purple pointedly, man. Oh, your strategy just like your head lacked a point.
I'm happy that they picked Doxia because it makes you so happy. But I don't like the Doxia in this game.
Don't like it in this?
Nah, not really, because now they have the situation where they have these three melee. Okay, so they can't apply pressure to the Juggernaut lane anymore, right?
True.
Doxia, traditionally for a very long time, right? One of the reasons why Doxia initially started falling off is because people just were picking Juggernaut every single game, and it's kind of hard to justify the Doxia into Juggernaut. Juggernaut will win his lane generally unless you can muscle him out of the lane, and Doxia muscles you out slowly but surely, but not like with direct impact. So Jug will have a very good lane. The Doxia doesn't have the best combos in this game. Yes, there's an Earthshaker. Yes, there is an Naga Science to try and provide forward damage, but it's not like having an Ember Spirit, right? Where the damage output becomes extreme just in a very short span of time. His side is cool. And overall, I just feel like Exdee, one of the reasons they were able to come out ahead in that last game was, even though they ended up losing the lane against the sniper, they didn't lose it to the point where it felt like they were under too much pressure. It was like, well, a kill here or there is going to happen, whatever. But Doxia literally does nothing to Juggernaut. So if this Jug, Deppy, plays well enough this game, you can exploit the advantage you get from that side of the lane into a further advantage deeper in the game. And unlike the Night Stalker, there's not like this massive timing that a Doxia is gonna hit where you now have to leave that side of the mace. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I prefer this time around. Well, I preferred Benchwarmers draft last time as well, but I think their draft is better suited this time around overall.
How do you feel for this Juggernaut being this last hero left in the pool? Do you think it's enough carry for them this time around?
Yeah.
They got this?
I'm actually... Dude, remember, in the first couple of picks, once we saw the Naga side and I was calling for this Jug, I'm shocked and amazed that they actually left it in the draft this long. So I think that this Jug, Deppy has very strong potential to be able to hard carry this game. He has an easy lane versus the Doxia, a decent matchup into the Naga Siren. He does have a bit of tankability issues versus like a hard carry Lina, which is Crimson Tide honestly is the carry of this game on the side of XD,
Yeah.
where most of the damage is going to come from. But you can survive the initial salvo of spells long enough to get off the GG slash. And if you ever get on top of Lina, there's no stage of the game where Lina can survive a Juggernaut being on top of her. It's going to be somewhat similar to what we saw last game with the Slock. If he gets on top of the sniper, they win the fight. If the sniper doesn't get jumped on, they can win. But Deppy can carry this game. I am a strong believer in this Juggernaut hero, especially in this patch right now. So I am going to be favoring Benchwarmers. I think we're going to a game 3.
Yeah, think so. Top lane. Let's see how this shapes up, as we do have Skihound back in the game for XD. And Baron still in his off-lane role. That, of course, does mean Remedy is back to the carry lane, back to where he's comfortable. But again, same Earthshaker for XD in this same round, just a different purple gladiator taking it around.
Honestly, that should have prompted us to the fact that they would pick this Naga. How many times have we seen this Naga from Remedy? Wow, first blood.
Jeez, yeah.
On
I didn't even
this,
see that
this
one
is okay. Good kill.
See what they can do here. Baron, low on mana, but it's a Darkseer game. He's always going to be low on mana in this one. Do have that first blood going their way. Is going to be all right. I think a little bit of issue, but we'll have Radio Dota come in for you. Radio Dota, mid lane, Crimson Tide, a little bit low on health, but quite it's a tiny bit of an advantage at the moment.
Yep.
Adestam has been okay. 6 CS to 7. It was just 7 to 4, so back to even. It's just that second wave. It's fine.
It's fine. It's okay. I mean, it's this. We often talk about how boring these mid lanes are going to be. Last game, it was boring because there were 2 strength heroes. Now it's boring because there's 2 massively ranged heroes. Like, you only die if you make a mistake. And I think Crimson Tide might have made a mistake. He's actually going to die. Oh my god, he went too far forward. He's gone.
Yep. Very close, actually. You're
Nice
going to have
dead,
the
nice
poison.
dead,
Yep.
nice dead, yeah.
Extra bit of magic resist that he does have from his corrosive skin. So Adestam gets that first kill on the mid lane. As bot lane, B actually got killed off by Matussin, just a bow strike to kill him off. I'm curious what the build's going to be here for B on this Omni Knight. Is he going to go the Dispel route, or is he going to go the overall heal route for the Omni Knight here?
Given that you're playing with the Naga Siren, I suppose you go the overall aggression route. So Purification and the Hammer of Purity are going to be the priorities from him. I think you only maybe go 2 points max into the Heavenly Grace before level 10, but for the most part, it's going to be a try to improve aggression on the side of the map. The Purification heal with these illusions is actually a silly amount of damage because the Ensnare can ensure that these targets can't necessarily move away. So once you get the Ensnare points at level 5 on the Naga, you can assert a lot more aggression on the side of the map. So it'll be cool. It'll be fine. Cool. Oh.
Yeah. Bot lane.
Might be
Oh, sorry. Top lane. Wait, hold up. I'm missing stuff. Yeah.
everywhere.
B. Cuckoo did get on to B there. He's going to be all right. As to see, we are back in the game, so you guys you'll be seeing the action in just a moment. Don't worry. Adestam. Oh, actually, hold up. We missed that one. Adestam in mid gets double kill on Crimson. Now this is looking very favorable for Benchwarmers at this point. 2 kills for Adestam. Even though he's losing on the CS, he is ahead on the net worth chart by almost 500 gold at this point. He's below 2k already, so quarter of your net worth is already gone to the other team. Cuckoo. Not doing much in the spot lane. Tom, let's check up with the purple man.
Your favorites. Alright, let's
It was a
see.
treat watching him play this enough. Haste out of the spin, so he's going to be alright. Much to do here. Ski. Run onto him. This is fine. It's just RG. It's
Fine.
It's just a property line. Although I don't know what it would be around this time. Can't have 2 arguments about the same thing. Right?
Nah, he'll be fine. He's fine. Dude, look how much farm dip he's getting in the top lane. This lane is so much fun to play. Honestly, every time I see this, these easy Juggernaut lanes, I miss playing carry. I'm like, oh wow, this seems like so much fun.
Yeah.
Toxic is not even, is gonna end up dying on the Disruptor, but who cares, whatever.
Yeah. Ooh, well, Haste, actually, they're gonna try and turn it around here. He doesn't have that spin. Does have one charges, so he's gonna be fine.
Got one. This is so annoying. You can't win this. Honestly, this is why I just despair seeing jugs in lane these days. Like, I'm playing off lane nowadays, so whenever I see this healing one, I'm like, oh my god. Can't reach it. Can't do anything about this. Just have to like watch him heal up. He might actually die here. No, it's fine. That's fine.
No, actually, ace forward. Got the healing ward, so they're gonna try and get that first. Actually, can kill him off, and the turn is gonna be enough. Yeah. Ski's definitely dead. Power hits and the zaps are gonna be there. But actually, he's not pulled aggro yet, so Baron is definitely going to get this kill with the extra bit of the creep damage. Actually pulls him away. So the Iron Shell was on the creep.
Baron should die here.
Yeah,
Should. Oh no, Toxic messed up. He didn't get out the kinetic field in time. He's still going to die, but...
Still there.
Okay, still fine. Still fine.
That was so close. Baron could have barely got. I think he just turned out to win. Okay, I'm dead. Send me home.
I'm really surprised that Deppy died. I think Deppy didn't believe that he was in as much danger. He only ran north like after a little bit. He was like, oh snap. Things are looking a bit dire, boys. Going south. But it does give Toxic the double kill. I am one of the few in the camp that pre 10 minutes, I actually prefer supports to get as many kills as humanly possible. Even if it saps away like farm and gold overall from the carry. Just like allowing them to not have to worry too much in this mid-game progression makes such a huge difference. So I'm glad Toxic got the double kill for them. This is going to enable them to get boots, and we're already seeing that the only issue for him was mobility. But yeah, mid?
No, sorry. They had the vision of Crimson Tide there, this nice observer ward planted in Exdee's jungle. Gave Edistam the vision, but he decided to back off. He saw he was about to finish the wave, and he's going to basically cheeky play from Edistam, but it wasn't enough.
Still can't believe that Edistam got a solo kill on Lina as Viper, dude. Like
solo
two
kills.
of them, dude. Like, that's crazy to me. That well, you know what? I remember. Do you remember young CORNY, right? It might have been a small tournament you were involved in. It involved a man called Sir Action Slacks who was genuinely be like, oh my god, what is this Edistam guy doing? This guy is actually really good.
He started the sorry that though. Top lane, Baron. It's great. Actually, he's going to pull down. The crit hit will be there from Deppy as he had the rotation come from Cuckoo. So he just went, leave the Naga silent. I'm going to try and get top. Actually, they're going to try. Ooh, that stun wasn't there. He's fine. He's fine. It's level 1 toss. He has to be on his knee before he can toss him. What do you want for Christmas?
Okay. Close.
Pretty sure Cuckoo isn't Santa Claus, but Edistam, look at Edistam. Look at this. You can't do this. No, man. Not on a Viper. That's not fair. Oh, no, B. Not like this. Ski. Yeah, okay.
Okay. At least
they're leaving him to the wolves this time around.
Well, I am just glad here, good sir, that we called a game 3. That's all I'm going to say right now. Because...
I don't know. Deppy, top lane. Looking for the Maelstrom build this time around. I think Edistam, it's Edistam, Cuckoo, and Toxic. It's just the two supports are rotating around. I feel like they can get more kills if they're with one other core together. But killing this Nagas with the tall order. Mid lane.
Honestly, don't have to worry about Naga for a while. Step will die though.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. Cuckoo nearly died down at the same time, but yep. Jumps back into a static storm.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on. You can't do this. Cuckoo lives so long. What? Viper, man.
Mid Viper being
Viper.
5-0-1 pre 10 minutes. Good times. Easy game. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It's
Dude, once he gets this Lightning and this Hurricane Pike, this game becomes also so hard for this Naga side as well.
It's just, it's a, can I just say, it's a horrible killer. It was worse when you had the bonus damage based on when you had your health was low, if you remember
the old
those.
Toxin.
You just pick Viper, you win lane. Pick Viper or Venno that time. But I mean, this is still bad, guys. Like, come on. Like, Clinks was broken. They nerfed him, he was useless. Now they buffed him a bit, and now he's strong again. It's just like, it's just a cycle of Dota.
That's very scary for me, is that TKC here from the off lane. By the way, shout out to TKC for also being one of these players. He's played mid, played support, playing off lane, all at a very high level. Really, really talented at this game. And in this particular situation, him having the ability to insta-clear out weak Naga illusions, which as it stands right now, she's not going to have very strong illusions for quite some time. Makes the game so easy. And oh god, Crimson Mate, Cuckoo jumps you, Adestam kills you. 6-0-1 at 10 minutes into the game. Full Hurricane. Oh, Dragon Lords with boots. There's a fight north though.
Yeah, they used the fissure to block off Toxic here, but they haven't even killed him off. He did commit the Stag Storm, so they didn't get any of the sun or the fact the wall's going to be there. They're going to have an Adestam of their own. Deppy is coming up to the fight. He has committed this Omnislash, but it hits so slow at the moment, didn't do much. Toxic does fall, and now apparently he's committing these illusions onto Cuckoo at the moment, but Cuckoo can run this off. It's going to be alright. Actually, he tossed the illusion on the high ground. What are you kidding?
Oh, long. That's one of the longest cooldowns. Okay, nice. That's
Where the hell did that bee come from?
just walked up to him, punched him in the face, and he's like, alright, I'm out. It's cool. It's fine.
These voice lines, man.
5k net worth lead though for the side of the Benchwarmers here. They are still in a very commanding position. Yeah, they might have ended up losing their support heroes, but before that, they led off with it, yet another kill onto Crimson side. I am not accustomed, Corny, if I'm honest, in this current meta, to seeing this Lina being the lowest of the cores. By quite some margin. Yeah. She has no farm. Normally I'm used to at this stage of the game, she already completed the BTs, getting good progression into the BKB, or she's waiting for this hard magic damage build, but this game that's not happening. And bottom lane, they might lose, yep.
Yeah, they get the kill onto Toxic, but they committed a lot for that, including the Echo, and Deppy just showed up to the fight. Woo, okay.
What?
You a fancy boy.
What?
Naga Siren is going to be there. Hold them back. Oh, mid lane. Yeah, we've seen this fight before. Crimson. Yep. Bye-bye. Back is going to be there, the Baron, but you got to run that time. That Viper has a haste. His wings actually make him move fast this time around. Unlike normal.
I'm actually really surprised that Remedy committed the song onto that one. That was just the life of an Earthshaker. If they, there's not going to really net them. Him living in that situation is not worth the 160-second cooldown of the Song of the Siren. Now for the next 2 minutes, they know for a fact that if they aggress anywhere onto the map, what counterplay options are available for Exdee? They don't have a Blink Dagger just yet for the side. Wait, does Skip have it? Wait, what?
Yep.
No way. No, is this a... Wait, no, it's Windlace.
Yep. What?
It's it's no way. How? Where did this money come from? No, it's not. Not yet. Okay, I'm breathing. I was gonna be very worried, like where did he get this Blink Dagger from? But without the Blink Dagger, they can't counterplay. Yes, he does. Yeah. Not gonna ask questions. It is what it is.
I'm gonna get it mid lane. Have a lot coming in there. B is not gonna be able to get the kill off that time, and just Crimson Tide. 7
But this is
deaths.
Wow. Top. I think this Naga is in a little bit of danger. She's backing off very reliably. But this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? Without the Song of the Siren, that's literally the only spell right now that they have to worry about. The fact that they can dive a tier 2 Corny without even putting damage onto the tower itself. Yeah. Just straight up dive the tower, kill you and leave. This is the only spell that they can't do that if Song of the Siren is online. So him having committed that spell, we spoke about this last game, right? We saw the cascading effects of Benchwarmers not being able to connect kills off of the Blink Dagger on Adestam Tiny. This time around is them forcing a reaction badly out of a spell that enables them to be able to make any given move around the map. And they also know for a fact that they can't actually push on the side of Exdee onto a tier 1 tower top or bottom, because without Song, you can't guarantee that you'll have the teamfight advantage into spells such as Static Storm, which is coming back in 30 seconds, into this Burrow Strike. They're going to try force this, but I don't think this is a good idea in the top lane.
No, TKC doesn't have the epicenter up, and the Echo. Oh, the Echo's going to hit onto 2 that time. But Adestam is, yeah, he has his Dragolon, so he has the attack speed to do the work. He's spinning onto them, doesn't actually get any kills in this time. 2 kills go for Baron. Crimson Tiger going to fall low, commits to the Lasagna Blade onto Adestam, but he's got corrosive skin, he's going to be alright. And the rest of XD, they gotta hightail it out of here at this point. Skeen B, splitting the difference. Oh, Toxic. Okay, here you go.
Not worth. You had, what, 3 heroes, Radiant side in the top lane. Yeah, they committed some core heroes to try and respond to this, but these core heroes, they don't necessarily mind, because look what's happening. Deppy immediately goes into farm some of these small caps. You see that Adestam going deeper into the jungle and can push back in through middle to protect the tier 1 tower from taking any kind of damage. And you have done nothing meaningful in the top lane. You committed ultimates for this as well on the side of Exdee. Honestly, that was the best case scenario. I'm actually really shocked they only lost 1 hero. I think that on the side of Benchwarmers, they weren't necessarily 100% prepared for that response, so they didn't come in time, but it still didn't necessarily put them in a more advantageous position. Deppy can just farm, get closer towards having... Dude, the fact that he can just go this Mjolnir. Nowadays, the build is often going for this like Hand of Midas, but he can feel comfortable going for a fighting and farming build simultaneously because he knows. He's looking at those drops on the side of Exdee and he's like, well, if I don't get songed into LSA, into Echo Slam, into the Darkseer wall, do I actually die mid-game? No, not really. So just get big and who cares? They can't actually do anything to me against this. And if I just spin TP, how can they stop me? They don't actually have enough damage to kill me during the spin either.
Bot lane. They do actually get the kill onto Ski. So that's just TKC. Actually committed the epicenter for that. Strange if that's just for the pulse 4. No, B, no, that's not gonna work. Actually, well, sorry, he already used gloves. It's fine. Exdee, giving this top area of the map to Benchwarmers is not much of a fight. Without any fight, actually. I think they're relying on this, just playing this slow.
Look at Crimson Tide's net worth, dude. He has 0. Honestly, if they... Yo, this game is... let's just put it this way. In my pubs right now, somebody would have left the game. Radiant side.
Someone's running down mid, items destroyed, wards placed in a GG formation, all of the above.
Yep. This is very rough. Honestly, I'm not even going to go for the Gleipnir, going for the BKB instead, recognizing that, well, why do I need Gleipnir to counter the Naga? Because Naga is not doing anything. I mean, Remedy, look what Remedy's doing. He has the Manta style, right? But can he leverage any of this in a fight? The only way that Naga feels strong right now is if he has the full Iron Shot on top of him. Kuku's not even going to die here.
Oh my
like,
word.
Kuku can run away from the core Naga
like
without
this.
any fear for his life.
Oh no, not like this! Not like this. Remedy, he gets glimpsed back into the static storm. The fish is not going to be able to save them. I think they were trying to be a bit cheeky and trying to see if they can commit as little as possible to kill Kuku.
Oh, he's going for it. He's got Boss Strike.
The rebound move speed is going to be there. Baron's like, I'm going to get myself up. Bye, Ski. See you next time. Toss back into the spin. There again.
Well, this is before Aghanim shot on Juggernaut. Before shot. Like, Naga is countered by the shot, and this is the damage beforehand. Well, Exdee,
looking rough.
start preparing strats for game 3, boys.
I will say, oh no, TKC. Yep, he's dead. Crimson Tide jumped on here. As the sun off, and it's going to hit on one. Cuckoo is going to be there. Actually, they commit the ulti from B. They have enough magic damage to go straight through that, so that's out a little bit less than nothing. Oh, here we go! The back, the wall, the song is going to end, and it's going to go so badly for Exit. They have the Echo Slam as well! It goes on to 4, and Exdee, they make the perfect play to get themselves back in the game! Oh my, that was the play of an artsman, that was the play of a craftsman, and oh my word, that was Exdee with the perfect team fight! Oh my god!
Literally perfect. Literally perfect. Oh, that was... Look how much damage this Earthshaker did. 3,000 damage. Half the damage done in that fight just came from the Earthshaker being played by Skion. What an amazing turn of events there. They lost a very important hero in the Lina, but very shortly afterwards. But it's not done just yet. Deppy coming into the fight. Nice GG slash, but Cuckoo. Okay, how's this fight gonna go?
He tried to get into the pit in time, but the jump wasn't far enough. The glimpse is going to be there, but Toxic is surely going to jump down. Static Storm has been committed here. Remedy has the Aegis, Baron will fall down. The Epicenter's on the backline though, so TKC is taking the fight to Exdee this time round. It doesn't last very long, but Adestam is here. He goes on to Crimson Tide. Deppy's falling so low! The one will keep him alive a little bit longer, and Remedy gets the triple kill. TKC falls down. Not TKC. Crimson Tide falls down, and that's nothing new. But the rest of them, they get out, and they get this Aegis.
Wow.
That's fine. Yeah.
So many interesting things happened here, Corny. So firstly, Skion ends up saving the entirety of potentially the game itself. That fissure that he got off prevents Juggernaut getting close to the Roshan pit, so he can't find a GG slash inside the pit or an Omni slash around all of these heroes. Forced to try and commit a very suboptimal Omni slash outside of the fight itself. And then what ends up happening is that on the one side, Earthshaker saves the fight, and then here comes this disruptor. The Static Storm he places down, connects flush onto this Lina, prevents her from getting off a huge amount of key spells, and it connects onto the Darkseer. There's a reason we didn't see a massive wall. Speaking of Darkseer, fight inside the jungle.
Yep, back wall is going to be there onto 3 of them. Skihound doesn't have the Echo Saber this time around. The BKB is going to be committed from Adestam, pumping the damage into Ski. He's trying to run away, but that wall is being a bit pesky at the moment. TKC is on the wrong side of this fight. He's going to be rooted up, but I think he's fine. They have left Skihound to his own demise. And TKC doesn't even die there. They have the vision, all of those Naga illusions. I think he's alright. So Skihound falling down. Remedy's got to be careful though. Adestam has this bottled invisor and he's running forward. They saw him coming. Gonna be okay.
He's in a commanding position in this game right now on the side of the Benchwarmers, but they can't sacrifice anything. B needs to leave bottom, sacrifice the tower if need be. He's revealed himself with the purification. They know where he's at, and this is an issue because TKC is trying to come in on the backside of this engagement. If he reveals himself again, he probably will die here. But at the same time, their push potential is kind of garbage on the dire side here. It's only really Deppy that can hit these buildings. They don't have the Aghanim shot just here on Adestam. He's only queuing it up now, so up until they get that shot, they don't actually have any presence when it comes to taking real objectives on the map. This has always been the pitfall of playing this poor Viper, right? That you need this item to have any kind of influence on the map, but you also need BKB, you also need Dragon Lance. You just need so many small items to make this hero viable that sometimes you just never get them if you don't have like a resounding start to the game. Fortunately for Adestam though, he's top of the network, so he definitely got that. The question is going to be, can he leverage that over the course of the next 10 minutes of the game, especially since they've just gotten a massive power spike on the side of XP Gaming. They've gotten a Blink Tag on Earthshaker, the Aghanim Scepter on the Naga side. It is time to smoke, it is time to fight your CORNY. They're going to try and make something big happen on the map right now.
Crimson Tide at this top lane. I want to point out, he knows he's behind. He had the Aether lanes queued up, but he swapped that out now. He just built the Arcane Boots to have a bit more mana in his arsenal, but he's going straight for that Ags. Auto Hero would be proud that we're not seeing any right-click leaners today. And yeah, Crimson is going to supply, although he's still going to take a while. He's so underfarmed. He's barely above Disruptor at this point. 6.6k net worth at 21 minutes.
I'm pretty sure that right now he's saying to his team that, like, you know what, boys, I think I preferred not laning into Adestam. I was happy like that. But finally, here's the smoke. But it feels like it's a little bit too late, though. I'm not sure if they'll actually get anything substantial off the back of this.
They know TKC is here. Remedy sort of feel like this is a bait. They go forward. The dust does connect onto TKC. He's going to get fissured up here. Not committing any stuns at the moment. The Lasagna Blade will be there to kill him off. And yeah, he knew he was dead. He's just letting it go.
Rare mistake from TKC. I think he forgot that he's playing offlane instead of support this game because he was sort of in a position, like, look where he was, right? He was sort of like face checking. He's like, where's the smoke gonna come from? I know it's gonna come from one of these directions, but I think somebody was like, hey bro, look at your farm. Like, what's happening?
Ah, right,
oh,
sorry.
my bad. My bad.
Exdee, they're taking this top tower. Naga takes it slowly, but she does take it. Meanwhile, mid lane, Toxic is there. They have this bottom side of the map completely under Benchwarmers control. No vision up, but they do have they've got their bodies there, so that's enough. Oh, that's right. Toxic just sent back a little bit.
He's got the Q up on this Aghanim shot, but
he's been holding it for quite a while, actually. 15 minutes has gone by. You can buy this at a stand, don't worry. Come on.
Spend the money, bro. It'll be okay. It'll be fine.
He's even got surplus for buyback. Come on, what are you?
Right? What's so weird?
Is he taunting us or something?
Dire's
What's going
middle
on here?
tower is under attack.
Mid lane.
Well,
Ooh.
here's a smoke up though.
Yeah.
They need to. They still haven't been able to fully reveal this Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker. Their last smoke failed. This time around though, it's not underneath the circle, so this has to go well.
He jumped forward, he dispelled the smoke. The Fissure is going to be there, hits onto a few of them. The Naga Song is going to go forward. Adestam, he actually gets caught out. He didn't pop the BKB. The Epicenter isn't going to do anything. They have the sleep. The wall is going to be there. Adestam has the BKB. He pops it. Crimson Tide is just TP'd out from the looks of it. He doesn't want any of this fight. There's Exdee, neither Baron gets out, and B is going to be the one to fall. That was a little bit of an oops. Oh no! Remedy! He gets caught out. Cookies might die from this. The illusions do a lot of damage. He does take one with him to the grave. He has the TP out. He's going to try and get it, but TKC remembers that he is the core this time and gets the stun down. Not that he wouldn't stun if he's support, but you know. Oh, that was a bit rough. That was a bit rough.
Yeah, GG! GG go next. GG go next. That glimpse actually is the straw that broke the camel's back. That was heartbreaking because that was a glimpse after the Naga Song on the side was committed. And that fight, they were the ones that went for it on the side of Exdee. But the worst case scenario happens is that they end up. You remember we were talking about it in the previous game how Benchwarmers primarily lost because of a failure of communication. This time around, we see it on the side of Exdee. So the fight is happening on this high ground with this Earthshaker here, very separated from the fight. While the rest of his squad is on this lower ground portion of things. So by the time the Earthshaker dies, he can't actually get off any key spells. And worse yet, the fissure that he plants off actually ends up separating the rest of the team from himself. No way to be able to win the fight afterwards. Game is super, super hard. You know what's a good example of how hard this game is right now? Deppy won that fight, did a ton of damage without feeling the need to commit the Omni Slash. Just showed up, spanned twice! Twice! In one fight. Are you freaking kidding me? Showed up for the initial spin, spins for the second one after the Naga song. Naga got off the full ultimate. She has Aghanim Scepter as well, so she has the ability to get you through these magic immunity. This is picked up primarily to deal with the Juggler, but very far from it.
They can hit the wall for this. That's a lot. He's actually going to stun. Can he get himself out of this? They've actually blocked it. Oh, the fissure. Yes, TP. Yes.
Is under attack.
That's a lot committed for just that little middle. And mid lane. Remedy, he gets caught out. The stun is going to be. The toss back is going to be as well. The Omni Slash committed. The Lasagna Blade's going to kill off Cuckoo, but that's about all she wrote. The glimpse back to time. The TP might get it, just not inside. Deppy has the attack speed and Toxic with the clutch glimpse backs in this game.
I actually love how Benchwarmers are playing because I was literally about to mention that, oh, I see 3 heroes in the top lane trying to assault the Sand King. That leaves prime real estate to jump onto the Lina immediately. Not only do they jump Lina, but they jump Lina and a Naga Siren. And ironically enough, those are the only 2 heroes that have to be present if Sand King is going to feel threatened. Without either of these heroes, Sand King has 0 threat to his own life. That's why I was able to confidently escape. That's why the Benchwarmers were able to confidently take these 2 kills. And off the back of that, they're threatening the tier 3 tower. And they should be able to take this and or force out a glyph. Either way, very good for their prospects down the line of winning game number 2.
Adestam has a full Radiant finish. That's why he wasn't buying
What?
the card. He has a Radiant. Well, new meta. You saw it here first. See it in all of your SA pubs very soon. Adestam. Viper Radiance. If there was a man who could pull it off... Okay, here's the thing. It makes complete sense in this game. But it's just ridiculous. Smoke, yeah. Skis has his broken. They see Adestam in the mid. The fissure's going to be there. The stuns are going to be laid like a cake. The Lasagna Blade gives them the burst damage as he does have that Aghanim Scepter finished up. Roche will respawn in 10 seconds.
I bet you right then and there he wished he had a Hurricane Pike so he could force the monster on the ground and survive.
Oh, Deppy. Yeah, he got caught out there. Wall is committed in this lane. So actually Ski, he jumps forward, he gets 2! The Echo Slam is going to be there. TKC is going to stun forward. Has the invis popped out. Blast does glyph on him. Cuckoo is going to fall through these illusions as he has all game. Toxic runs out to the mid. Roche has respawned. Oh, that's a glimpse back and a half.
I'm not even capping, right? I'm not even capping. This is not even for entertainment value. If they lose this game on Benchwarmers, right, it's going to be because of those Radiants. I actually don't understand.
Oh, Skion! Actually, yeah, Toxic, you were a bit cheeky there. He put the wall inside of Roche pit, and Ski saw this and was like, wait, hold on a second, where's this guy?
Dude, why did he just fight Lightning instead of Radiance? Why Radiance? Oh
Benchwarmers back against the wall. No Echo Slam though. No Wall of Replica, but he doesn't matter. He gets the vision, the jump in, the thumbs are going to be there. Lasagna Blade is reflected, but he doesn't even matter. TKC gets himself out. Oh, the song! He actually gets it! Cuckoo jumped into it! Deppy is going to be on the side. Nobody gets glimpse back. The song is still going to be there. But nothing comes through. The epicenter is going to come as well. B gets stunned up as Cuckoo's coming. The Omni Slash comes through, but there's the ulti from B. Keeps him alive. Good the duration. The spin is going to come through. Crimson Tide doesn't have his ulti anymore. He's got to try and do what he can, but he's going to fall down at the end of the day. A buyback from Ski in the middle of the fight is Remedy. He's left all alone. Crimson Tide has the buyback as well coming forward, but this is going to fall down as well. Baron, the only one left here without the buyback, and he gets glimpsed back again! Toxic! Oh my word.
Alright.
Yeah.
2 things. First and foremost, I'm sorry for putting, well, I'm glad I put hype on his name, but I'm sorry for putting shade on TKC's name because he absolutely saved the fight. That Burrow strike at the end, my god. But also, Adeslam, immediately, that fight there, Corny, justified the Radiance pickup. Without the Radiance, right, and the additional mischance during the Song of the Siren sleep, because remember, Radiance is a passive ability. So even through Song of the Siren, it applies the mischance. The Lina literally missed 3 attacks onto the Sand King. And if she gets those 3 attacks, he dies, can't get back the Power Strike, can't save Deppy, and the fight changes in a heartbeat. But because of that mischance, suddenly TKC can make those stuns happen. Suddenly the illusions and the Lina can't do the necessary damage. Adeslam, my bad, I'm sorry, G. You did the right thing. You bought the right item. Because now, I was talking trash about if they lose the game it's because of Radiance. They're probably going to win the game because of this Radiance. What an amazing turn of events. But as usual, Dota 2, game of slight margins here, Corny. And that slight little 15% mischance ends up actually winning them a fight and allows Benchwarmers to potentially take this to a game number 3.
B? Do you see where you are heading, man? Okay, he's got some church bells on him because he was walking through next to Abstam like he was a fully fed PA at that point. My word. Otherwise, Benchwarmers top lane. Deppy running down. Some peace balls come out. We'll see. TKC has his BKB finished up now. This Lotus Orb also proving to be quite clutch. Can I believe it does dispel the Snare if he's already got it on him. Can run out in that sort of the fight.
Indeed it does, because you can dispel Ensnare with a weak dispel. Doesn't need a strong dispel either. So it's all good. Yeah, it's very
Crimson
nice.
Tide has his Axe finish. Also opted to go to the Shard instead of anything else. So opting now to queue up the Aether Lens into the into the E-Blade, sorry.
Honestly, that's actually what I love seeing about this, like the newfangled magic build that he's going for right now, is one of the reasons why you don't see this build every single time is that in games like this, where it's possible to reach the Lina, it's really loath not to have a BKB. There's a reason why the bot's BKB timing was so strong in prior iterations of this hero. Now without BKB, even with this absurd amount of magical output that you can deal, if she ever gets stunned even a single time, we saw what happened in these last fights. She just dies. There's a reason why Crimson Tide has 12 deaths in this game. Because this hero is very, very fragile under conditions where she has no protection. And unfortunately, look at the drops. Look at the lineup, right? There's no force offs. There's no repositioning spells. There's one Glimmer Cape. And that's it. You know, if she gets caught, nobody can actually help her. We've seen so many times that this Omni Knight on B has tried to keep her alive, utilizing this the Guardian Angel, but even that, not enough at this point. And unfortunately, this Juggernaut that we see right now from Deppy is just getting so strong. Sitting with this Aegis, has the Film Mjolnir, has Scotty, has the Aghanim Shot, and going for Basher as well. There's a reason why they feel so confident going up the high ground, and I guarantee you it's not just because they have this Aegis online.
Hound, waiting in the trees, waiting for that perfect initiation that they'd like to go for here. Fissure, be there. LSA forces out the spin. Yeah, okay. Let's finish off the racks. The spin is... Oh, the Naga Song is going to be there. It's going to catch on to a few of them. Have the back into the wall is going to be there. The Echo is not going to come through, but Deppy's taking a lot of it over. TKC, the epicenter goes big. The Static Storm gets dropped down as well as Remedy gets killed off by the Omni Slash. Ski in the tree line, can't take any more of this. And now Deppy barely living through, but he still had that Aegis through the whole fight.
Why did they go for that song?
Ooh,
What
it
was
was
that?
looking sketch. They still had the BKBs as soon as that song ended, and it wasn't enough this time around. Adeslam says he's done with this. He wants to end at this point. Has that shot. Some time.
Game's over. The game is on. There's no buybacks available. Even if they do buy back, there's no song, no dots to your wall. Sure, they have the Echo Slam available, but they don't have the Guardian Angel either, so this game has certainly ended. They're not even gonna... Oh, the only thing Kuku's doing right now is just zoning back Lina, preventing her from approaching. But this is definitely over. We're definitely going to a game number 3, and the Benchwarmers, I mean, I did think they were going to win off the strength of their drop, but I also thought they were going to win game 1. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Nice 3-man bar strike. End of the game. Going to a game 3, Corny. So history could still repeat itself. We might still have the Benchwarmers getting back to the grand finals. Exdee have not yet booked their ticket to change the course of events. They still have to work hard if they want that eventuality.
Oh, that vacuum from Barrett. The game was over, but that vacuum looked so close, and then the stuns come through from TKC. But yes, bench warmers. The bench has been thoroughly warmed up now. They're ready to fight, and now they've evened up to a best of one. One game to decide for them who goes to the grand final. Will it be Purple Gladiators of XD? Will it be the bench warmers? You called it at the start. You said this would go their way. What was it from Benchwarmers at this game that they took it for this?
The big thing that changed here for me was they had, weirdly enough, actually, at a time it felt like had a harder time playing up against Y than he did against Crimson Tide. Demolished Crimson Tide. The major win, I think, in my opinion, for this game came from the mid lane. Lina is not supposed to lose this badly. And if she does lose this badly, we are now seeing the effects of the lack of the small camp nearby this lane, right? Where she can't recover as quickly as she normally used to be able to. And she just, every small iteration of advantage going the way of Adestam's Viper increased the gap and the delta between himself on the Viper and the Crimson Tide Lina. Not only that, but honestly, their draft was just better overall. They had every answer. There's no core hero that XD had that dealt well with core heroes on the side of the Benchwarmers, right? Dogs here doesn't necessarily do well into Juggernaut in the lane, doesn't do well deeper into the game against the Viper in general, really doesn't do well into the Sand King because normally you're the one that's supposed to start the fight. Sand King does that, and counter initiation, if you don't have like the very early Blink Dagger, doesn't feel so good, especially considering that nowadays the build is for the Wraith Pact. The Lina demolished in this game, couldn't really get online, and the Naga Siren, we mentioned that as soon as there's a reason why I kept clamoring for this hero in the draft. I was like, yo, I see Lina, I see Naga, just pick Jug. You're going to win the game. They do that, and look at Deppy's score. 8-2 and 9. Sure, it was Adestan that like carried the game for the most part, but Deppy was pretty much untouched. Got a lot of farm out of this game. Had the easiest time in the world, and it's just very difficult to play this kind of draft unless you ban these very particular heroes. And Benchwarmers had a better draft, but also I think crucially, I'll be honest, it felt like XD got in their own heads a little bit because there were times where it felt like they were overextending, thinking, guys, if we can do X, we will win this game. And then it just kept happening. X, we need Y, we need Z, we need A, we need B, we need C, but never really comes to fruition for them. And as a result, Benchwarmers, with a much clearer clarity of purpose and understanding of exactly what they need to do with their heroes, they win the game. And if this drafting pattern withholds for game number 3, I think Benchwarmers might have their number, unfortunately, here, CORNY.
It does look like it. So, of course, Benchwarmers handling the first official loss that Baron has had in a professional match here. So, the record is tarnished. It's a little scuffed. It's minimal wear for all you CS folks out there. But no, that is going to be them taking that. I think Game 3 is going to be coming up in just a little while. But in the meantime, if you haven't forgot, we do have a little bit else going on tonight besides the action that is on the EGL stage. There's some action down in that little chat over there for some other winners. And what that might be.
So that action is that swagalicious hype for that Evetech Stealth Gaming Glasses, which we've given away, I think partly because of me, more than we were intending to here at EGL One, but of course we are still giving away a pair of those. So if you haven't already, enter the draw EGL One. Only enter once in chat. A solitary entry is what guarantees you into the draw, and then later on tonight we'll be drawing a solitary winner, maybe even a dual winner, we don't know, but either way, be part of it. Get yourself some Evetech Stealth Gaming Glasses. If you are a fan right now of the side of XD, I'm sure you wish you had like maybe some eye patches, not just Stealth Gaming Glasses, just like cover up what we just saw, but I guarantee it'll make it a much more pleasant viewing experience if you get these glasses. So enter once and get yourself into that hype, get the draw, make it happen.
All I'll say, right, is look at it. Jarek, who plays on ZIZ, he won those glasses early on into the tournament, and they place top 4 now. You know, before they're never closer to top 8. So just saying.
I think they were like
top
8, top 12 when he first got the glasses, and then after that it's just like, oh, the team looks a lot better. So I'm with you. Yeah, the glasses make a huge difference.
Glasses make you win, man. He was also playing Pudge, remember, and he was hitting those sick hooks too.
Yeah, right.
So
I don't know where hooks. What's amazing.
They just clarify everything for you, and you can get it going. But yeah, that is it. But now, of course, like we've mentioned, repeat of history. Who is waiting for them in this grand finals? All the people who don't know, right? Walk us through that. The tale of the green. I don't know what you call them. The green bandits. They've got like
The
little
final
hoodies.
boss.
Yes.
So, for several years, in my opinion, since Sinister 5 won Comic Con, was it 2017 or 18? 2018, I believe. Since then, they've sort of been the final boss of Dota within South Africa and within Africa in general, where they are the proving ground. If you can demonstrate that you have a decent showing against them, then you demonstrate that you are a very decent team. For example, Benchwarmers, who just took a resounding victory here in Game 2, were utterly dismantled. It wasn't even close in their upper bracket final matchup up against the side of Sinister 5. So Sin 5 sitting very pretty as the final bosses. They are the Shao Kahn of this tournament. So any of these teams that ends up being able to make it through today with one more game left, because we're practically down to a best of 1 at this point, the reward is that you have to go up against a full best of 5 against what is inarguably the best team within the continent. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. And from our side, I mean, it's going to be fun for us because we don't have to actually play in these games. I've lost too many pubs against some of the guys in the Sinister 5 squad, so I'm glad I don't have to be in that particular milieu. But either way, it's going to be an incredible matchup because Sin 5 looking very good. But these teams, I also think that like there is a thing about warming up. The closer you get towards a final, the more impossible odds that you beat, especially if it's going to be Benchwarmers, then it can really end well. So I do think that it's going to be a very, very fun grand final, no matter who gets there.
And that's going to be it. We'll take a quick break and we'll see you guys in this Game 3 for EGL One Season 3 in the low bracket final. So yeah, we'll see you guys in just a moment. Cheers.
It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. The tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in time, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution. Can you hear the sound? With the revolution. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution. Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. Feel my heart, it's beating. Oh, my body's breathing. It's just you and me. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. Let's free fall. Let's free
Welcome one and all to game number 3 between Benchwarmers and the side of Exdee Gaming to determine who is going to be going on to challenge Sinister 5 in the grand finals and claim their spot at the top of the mountain here in African Dota 2. I'm Snare, I'm joined with CORNY. We're out here. We have game 3. Whew. It's been a long day. Not long in the sense of too much has happened, but long in the sense of for the players, their mentality. They have gone through a lot. It's been ups and downs for both sides. Every side has been stomped here. Exdee got demolished in game number 2. Benchwarmers got demolished in game number 1. CORNY, where is this going for game number 3? Who is going into the grand finals?
You know, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say what everyone always says when they get to a game 3 who doesn't want to choose a side. Doesn't matter who goes through to the grand finals, because whoever does goes
No mana on the DK. Like I'm screwing his game up a lot.
I got help.
Wait, whoa.
Hold up, yeah, okay, wait.
I'll play.
No, that was the stupidest thing I've ever said in my life. I'd like to take it back, but I can't. Okay?
Too late.
I basically said the
It's
winner
flipped.
is the one who wins, so
Uh-huh.
yeah, whatever. Okay, I like the change-up that we've had here, at least at the very start of the draft. Similar bands coming out as game 2. But now switching up, taking Marcy on first pick for Exdee. Interesting.
Marcy. Opening pick Marcy here for the side of Exdee. We saw this hero have some decent impact in game number 2, so we can certainly understand why they might want to deploy this again. On the side of Benchwarmers, they start off with this Earthshaker pick. So we spoke earlier about how impactful this Earthshaker can be. It didn't necessarily perform that well in game number 1, but I still believe in the hero overall. They might not have played it in the best way. And they actually go for the Disruptor themselves here, stealing it away from the side of Exdee. This is very peculiar for me as well, because normally we don't necessarily see teams opening up with their support duo, but seems to be the case here from the side of Benchwarmers. This should certainly be their 4 and their 5 here, which gives a lot of reading room for the side of Exdee to try and configure the lanes in the most optimal position for themselves.
It's going to be that way. See if I assume this would be toxic again with the blue monkey back on the disruptor, as you like to call him. And now we actually get to see a. No, wait, hold up. This would be TKC. Yeah, they're back to normal now. So Benchwarmers. So this is going to be a TKC disruptor, and then a toxic Earthshaker if they stick him on the pos 4. I'm actually going crazy. TKC normally plays pos 4. I'm losing my mind. There's too many roster changes and shuffles and load shedding. Why are you doing this to us, man?
I mean, speaking of load shedding, everybody at home should be aware of the fact that despite our best efforts, we can't necessarily control the power situation. So there is a non-zero chance that if this game extends too long, we might have to postpone the game until tomorrow. Of course, we're going to try and equalize and normalize things as much as humanly possible, but just be aware that if at some random point people drop off, like 6-7 players just are gone without us being able to explain, it's because they've lost power. So we're hoping for both sides to play very quickly so we can get the results before the power goes out. What's going to help in that regard?
Everyone.
Exactly. You know what helps a lot though is getting a hero like Juggernaut. Jug, one of the best heroes in the game against Disruptor. Unless you get this early Aghanim Scepter or the early Aether Lens, generally speaking, Juggernaut either gets off the spin or the GG Slash before you can find the Omni Slash, or before you can find the Static Storm rather, and it becomes pretty much impossible to lock him down in the midst of the team fight. And we already saw in the previous game the impact that Juggernaut can have with the shard, right? Because the shard gives you bonus movement speed. Once you spin, you go forward, can clear out these illusions. Now you have the Marcy pre-shard to give you the bonus movement speed, and then it gets even more bonkers once you actually have the Aghanim shard as well. So no matter where they play this Juggernaut, it can actually go very, very well here for the side of Exdee, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be a little weird. Benchwarmers at least showing some respect to what was previously played. They banned out the Lena and the Witch Doctor from that game 1. B was a little bit of a nuisance on it with his Voodoo, Switcheroo, and the Maledict is that main thing that came through. But Exdee banning out the Ursa, good counter up for the Jug. And actually, Jug is Remedy's second most picked carry hero from the player, but he is his best in terms of overall picks and win rate on him. So it's going to be good to see him back. Oh, sorry, wait, Remedy isn't in this game again. This is going to be Crimson Tide playing on the.
Oh yeah, this is Crimson. Yeah, because Y is back. Yeah, Y is back in Exdee.
Why?
I will say that, given what we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, it did feel like Crimson Tide played a lot more solidly for the squad from the safe lane rather than the mid. The mid lane matchup, he didn't necessarily feel comfortable, if that makes sense. You can only just, like, when you see a player, how they're moving, you just look at the player perspective, you're like, yeah, Mans is not feeling it right now. So
yeah.
They don't necessarily feel like he was very comfortable from the mid. So I'm glad that they are putting him in the safe lane. Have Y back middle. That does mean that in general, Y likes to play these more anchor style heroes. We saw Kunkka in game number 1. I know he plays the Death Prophet as well. We could see, I don't think we'll see a Lina from him, but any sort of these like heroes, right? We could see like a Mars mid coming in from him. We could see the like Necro, Zeus, these shell heroes that don't have to go too far forward in the midst of these engagements. This is very interesting that they go for the Timber Sword though on the side of Benchwarmers. Okay, so one of the things that what I can imagine one of the rationale behind this is the fact that, okay, we have Earthshaker, Disruptor. We can close these heroes into a small zone. How do we kill them before the Static Storm ends? Before they can move out of the duration of the fissure? Timbersaw, one of the best heroes at doing that, and one of the heroes that is somewhat resistant to the pressure that the Juggernaut can apply. Later in the game, yes, he does have the Aghanim shot. It does do quite a number on the Timber, but in general, you can eat the GG Slash, you can eat the harass in the laning phase, and you don't care that much that Juggernaut has a healing ward because you'll always be able to out-sustain that lane itself. So I can see the rationale behind going for the Timber. It does require extremely high execution though, so it's a bit risky coming in from the side of Benchwarmers, especially because I don't think Timbersaw is that strong in the meta right now. However, when he does have good situations around him, which I imagine he can probably eke out with this Earthshaker Timbersaw lane, it could be a decent game. However, it's a bit early, so Exdee can try and find some counters for him later into the draft, I think.
It's a weird one because they've picked up this Rubik now, but I just had a thought, but now I've lost it. Snare, you're too smart. I like listening to you and then I forget what I say. I'm going to blame this on you, not my memory at all.
What?
I can do what I want. Not really. It's fine. You're fine. I hate myself. Anyway, this Timbersaw, I was just thinking. I'm trying to think. What I'm thinking about. It was a really good point, and I don't want to lose it. I can't remember. Oh, I remember. Okay. Timbersaw is also one of these heroes. He's going to be going up against probably the Jug Marcy lane. If they stick the Rubik in pos 5, it also work well. But I assume this is going to be a ski hard Rubik that they're going to play. So when you're going up against this Jug Marcy, he's not going to be in too much trouble once you get to level 4, level 5. So what that will do is he can sit in that lane by himself, and it allows the Earthshaker that will be played by Toxic to rotate around the map, make a lot of pressure for Y in the mid lane, and it just causes a lot of chaos as well. I see the Grim being picked up now. That means that one of these three lovely ladies...
Marcy.
Yeah. Okay.
Or mid Rubik. Core Marcy or core Rubik. That's quite intriguing.
And they take Slark now.
You were talking about this laning phase right now, right? I was actually thinking about this because one of the interesting things about it is the Marcy Juggernaut lane, because of the changes between the stuns of Dispose and the Rebound, now that the Rebound is the one that gets the stun rather than the Dispose, you can't actually cancel the Timber Chain anymore. Before it was possible that as Timber Chain was happening, if you're positioned correctly, you could Dispose him out of Timber Chain, but now Rebound takes a little bit too long with the vector targeting. There's just no way to catch him in time, so he always has the escape potential. Now that they have decided that they're going to have a more core Marcy, that does change the mechanics a little bit, right? Because now I'm imagining that they're going to go for the Juggernaut Grimstroke lane, and then, well, that's a good question. Either lane that the Grimstroke goes into is very good with the Inkswell.
Yeah.
Either you get the Inkswell off the Rebound combination or Inkswell off of the spin from the Juggernaut.
Yep.
But it can work out quite well. I would personally prefer if Rubik was 5, because the thing I'm mentioning now about cancelling Timber Chain is very important in the Timbersaw lane. So if you have Telekinesis to cancel Timber Chain, and then you still have the vector targeting aggression between Marcy Grimstroke, that could work. That could work, okay. Although, this is another very good Slot game. How does Slot ever die in this game, honestly?
He's not gonna. The shard, the introduction of that, it gives him 2 ways to live through these fights. But again, what is anyone? You're gonna lift him, he purges. You're gonna toss him, he runs back at you anyway. The jump is equally as strong, and Grim is gonna be. He's gonna do something to him, but Stark is just gonna purge off everything. At least he can't purge the. Actually, I'm confused. I always remember that you can't purge.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you can't
the
purge.
Phantom Brace, yeah.
So that's gonna be the one thing he has to deal with.
But they have nerfed the travel speed so many times with that Phantom Embrace that any a Slog should never realistically get caught by that spell, especially because they've also got Earthshaker. So if you ever get caught by that spell, you pounce before it hits you, and then Earthshaker just like puts a fissure behind you to make sure that the team can destroy the spirits itself before you re-engage on the fight. This is a hero that I thought we were going to see in game number 1 though, here for the last pick on the side of Exdee. The Shadow Feed going to be occupying their mid lane role here. So this is going to give them minus armor, combos very well with this Juggernaut. Going to be putting this Marcy into the off-lane position, as we were talking about a little bit earlier. Gives them some degree of team fight. An early BKB buy, which we absolutely need versus Earthshaker, Disruptor, and the Timbersaw. But at the same time, this hero is... They don't have much catch. And now that they have this Queen of Pain, dude, this is one of the freest co-op games you could ever play in your entire life. This is going to be so easy for Adeslam. Woof!
Actually, TKC's picked up the Timbersaw. I assume that Soup's just going to play back to pulse forward. Going back to his roots with Benchwarmers.
I hope so. I mean, when you've been warming up like during a series, the worst thing is to like change roles halfway. I think that's also why they want to put Crimson Tide back into the safe lane. They saw his performance in game 1. He was warmed up, looking very good. Change roles into game 2, look trash if we're honest. And now they're like, yo, bro, be comfortable. It's all good. It's fine. Just go back into what you were doing before. And okay, this is... How do we feel about those drafts, Corny?
If we were looking for game 3, Benchwarmers, I think, have pulled it out the hat here. They've got the stronger draft from this. Like you mentioned, Slark, not going to die. Adestam, free game. Absolutely free game. The only real thing I could see for XD here is if they just roll over them with a lot of aggression here. And they can sort of steamroll an advantage running down the lanes with B, Baron, and Y. Crimson, he's going to have to get like a very fast-paced build, maybe Maelstrom into the Shard and just sort of run with them. But at the same time, again, you're running into a Disruptor, an Earthshaker, a Timbersaw who can opt to have the fight or not. He decides. And then Slark at the same time, he loves playing into fights early. He thrives on it. So it's looking like it's going to go Benchwarmers' way. And we'll see what can happen here in this game number 3. If you're just joining us, it is, of course, EGL One Season 3, brought to you by Dell and Intel. This is, of course, the lower bracket final. Exdee took game 1 in a very stylish fashion, let's say it at best of that. And then Benchwarmers came back in game 2 with just too much aggression, too much control over the top of them. And yeah, now we're looking for game 3 to decide it all. The series taken down to a best of 1 to decide who goes through to the grand final to play against Sinister 5 to face the final boss. But you got to finish this game first.
Not only to face the final boss, it's for the side of Exdee an opportunity to upend history. We've had the same top 3 in EGL 1, Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3, and the order has remained static. Sinister 5 at the very top, Energy / Benchwarmers in the secondary position, and then the side of Exdee in third. So if they can win this game, they will guarantee that there's going to be a change of the guard in how we've regarded this EGL 1 tournament. But they have to get through this game, and unfortunately, this is not an easy game. The one bright side, though, is why on this Shadow Fiend can actually carry this game. A strong enough Shadow Fiend can demolish a Timbersaw, can do really well against a Slog, even through the Shadow Dance, because you can damage him through the invisibility, and can generally win the lane against a Queen of Pain. So I think if they win this game on the side of Exdee, it's going to come down to the Shadow Fiend. I think they've been outdrafted. However, it's one of those weird outdrafts where we've been outdrafted, but we still have this trump card up our back, you know? It's sort of like when you're playing poker, you start the game with like pocket 2s. And you're like, well, am I going to win a hand with pocket 2s? Probably not, but I might get 4 of a kind after the flop, and anything could happen. So that's what Shadow Fiend is going to provide for them. If they win, why? Make it happen, bro. Make us proud.
You got this, man. Why? Mid lane. He's going to body block all the way from the start, so he's going to have a bit of an advantage over Adestam here. Hasn't let a creep go just yet, so lane will be in his favor. Ooh, Adestam letting one go. Not like this. This is actually going to go straight into tower now. Oh, look at why. That's a tasty block.
That's what we wanted. That's how you need to start the game. Okay, this is the first loss, but
he doesn't have Necromastery. It's fine.
Missed the whole wave? It's fine.
Oh my God. Did he get one? I don't know if he got one. He didn't get one. Okay, now it's on Adestam. Adestam's okay. He's got one. Still on the lane.
Different lane. Let's look at a different lane. Where's confidence? Yeah.
Shadow raises though. My word.
He might have performance anxiety. You know?
Get him over the building. Anyway. See what they do. Argy coming down on the bot lane. Normal proceedings, I suppose. He's taking a beating. Of course, he's gonna die here. Did he forget he was a core again?
I think he forgot. Well, yes, he forgot he was a core, but he also forgot that he was level 1 on the Timbersaw. Like, I've fallen into this trap sometimes. So, like, when you play offlane long enough, you start to get to this point where you're like, oh man, I'm like level 5 Timber, dude. I actually can't die. Oh snap! Wait, I'm just starting the game. That's on me. My bad. Yeah. It's sort of like when you play Tidehunter level 1 and then you're like, you die halfway through the wave and you're like, wait, why did I die? Oh, because I went Gush level 1 instead of going for the Kraken. My bad.
Tide, Bristle, Timber, who else?
Yep. Tide, Bristle, Timber, Centaur, Underlord, Doom. I've lost a lot of lanes, as you can probably hear.
It's okay, they all have. Top lane, actually, fair. Gets a nice start off. Toss is going to be there. Definitely. Took a lot of damage. Only has actually used that as his last anger that he has. Hasn't got the wand in lane either.
One of the unlosable lanes is Mossy Rubik. This lane is actually unlosable. Like, I actually don't think it's possible to lose this lane, if I'm going to be completely honest. Rubik can make sure that the Mossy is never in real danger of dying, can reduce the damage output in the opposite direction, and Mossy has both a way to move out of the lane, both a way to stun heroes, and eventually has some degree of lifesteal. So this should be very, very nice in the top lane for the side of Exdee. So Baron Biceps will have a very good start to the game. The question is how they're going to combo this into the mid game. is how that's the real question for myself, and that's going to come down to primarily what Crimson Tide's going to build. Is he going to go for the Mjolnir build we saw in the last game? He can, but I think this game probably demands an Aghanim shot even sooner than what we saw in game number 2 coming out from the side of Benchwarmers.
Soup, yeah. He's a bit of trouble. He has his boots finished up, so tendrils from B. He'll be stunned up, but I think he'll live through this. He should. Yeah. No more stun. TP out. Go back to base. Crimson has had this free lane.
And because you're playing just Juggernaut in the lane, you know for a fact that soon he's going to have level 4. He can self-sustain with the healing ward, and up until that point he has both spin and the blade dart, so not going to experience too much pressure. And actually going to pressure TKC.
Yeah, that slow from the Stroke of Fate is going to be there. Not enough. He has the full 20 stacks at the moment, so 20 regen on him. So fine. Top sec, top lane. Baron just going to jump onto him. Going to toss back. Choosing their battles. He's going to choose to go on this. Left up, stand back. He's fine. Typical stuff. Our games that would result in a kill.
Early game. This is early game slog. Still fine. Sadly, this is also yet another game that the slog not gonna really be bothered in the staining phase. As much as you can't actually contest the Marcy Rubik, the Marcy Rubik also can't contest the slog. So Deppy is going to be huge this game. And we already just saw an example of what can happen when you have a slog that's sufficiently big. But fortunately, they're gonna jump on the easier target of the Disruptor.
Yep, they do get Disruptor. In the mid lane, they actually finished off on onto Y. But now TKC. He's taking a bit of damage. Was able to Timber Chain out. He gets one hit. The armor's going to be there. No, Crimson Tide missed the hit. He cancelled it.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's
he might
huge.
have gotten a crit there, and that would have been a kill. That's close.
Dude,
That's
everything
very
actually
close.
just changed on the map right now. The Shadow Fiend dying middle, right? Yes, it didn't involve a rotation, but consider what just happened, right? The rotation came from the Earthshaker from bottom. He gets this kill, doesn't have to lose out on this Earthshaker, and now they're going to get another kill bottom.
Oh my word. B. Yowza. You mentioned this Timbersaw, he's going to have an okay lane, and Soup on his Earthshaker, showing why this was one of his signature errors not too long ago. Oh my word, not again! He again lives on just 40 HP. He still had one charges as well to keep him up, but oh my.
You see
So
earlier,
close.
top lane, Deppy's over there.
Deppy had the jumps out. Limps back is going to be their ski. They don't have a cancel for this then. No mana, no cooldown either. No tossle. Jump.
Wow.
So many close. Okay, how many trips back to base has Benchwarmers made, and how much is that effective? I don't want to know that fact. Ooh, mid lane,
So-
sorry. Bees? Ooh, okay. Adesam saw it coming.
In the last 40 seconds, they've made dual trips back to base. I think in the game overall, they've made 4, if I remember correctly. But the thing that's very terrifying for me is the fact that it's affected them somewhat because you can see in the CS numbers, right, that it's affected them. They don't have as high values as what Exdee has been able to perform. Unfortunately, though, their heroes in the mid game are incredible and they scale so well versus what Exdee has on their side. So Exdee kind of needed to get these kills. Like, it's not good enough for them to just be like in a winning position. Still dead. He's with Phantom Embrace. He's gone.
He's got one more Shadow Raise. He didn't have the mana for it. He was 10 short.
my
Super
God.
showed up to the fight as well. Ski was able to stop the illusion from Adesam bottling up, and the Phantom stopped him from blinking away, but just didn't have enough damage. Why? No mana left for that final raise that they needed.
What's even sadder is that he had 2 at the time, 2 magic 1 charges, and even if he popped both, he wouldn't have had enough mana. He would have been like 3 short.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That is so sad. That is...
Both of them going to base though, so they're gonna even up the
That's
lane.
what makes it sad, Corny. Because like if he gets the kill, he can go back to base very happy, right? Knowing that there's gonna be a respawn time for the Quap. Now Quap is back at the exact same time. She might even beat him to the rune. And they're gonna
Soup. Okay. B,
Okay.
CP's out here. But now again,
It's actually huge. Yeah. Because yeah, B has to go home, right? B can't like support any of the lanes. Now Soup can immediately move top. He even smoked up to get the faster movement. He might even re-rotate middle. But either way, there's options available to this Earthshaker that are no longer available to the Grimstroke because he had to go home. Erstwhile, the Earthshaker didn't. And Benchwarmers coming out on top from the situation. Like, it's a slight moment, but man, it makes a difference.
Soup heading to this top lane. Didn't actually go, he's just going to place an obs and run back to mid. Why's got to be careful. If he gets down this staircase and the pops a fissure to block him off, he's not going to have a good day. 3 points in the dagger from Adesam, so a lot of sustain for him. The Soup, actually, running back to top. They're going to have the fissure here to block him off. Snark, Deppy. Dark Pack, so he's going to purge off the stun. Soup still gets actually hit. Stun all there from Toxic. Easy kill.
Nice perma-agi stat for the Slog. Also, while all this is happening, look at bottom. The Timbersaw has gotten to a point where he is level 6. He has now officially, well, he did it at level 5, but officially muscled the Juggernaut out of this lane. So he has complete pole position in this lane. So he'll be able to pressure the Tier tower. And at the same time, because of how top is going, burn biceps. Yeah, he's going to get this kill on Toxic, but okay.
Actually, hold up. That was a very bit of an interesting kill. Adesam made a bit of a mistake. Blinked onto B when he didn't really know where he was. And then Crimson came in with the Omnislash and the spin and he couldn't blink out again. Only level 1, so that cooldown's still mighty long. And yeah, kill on the top lane as well. Toxic falling down.
That was such a good kill, Middle. I was about to say that these last 30 seconds are very good for Benchwarmers because they're not losing pressure on the top lane because Deppy can pretty much keep Mossy away from hitting the tower. And bottom lane, they're forcing this out, but getting the kill middle, and they're going to get a kill bottom. 3 heroes now, they should be able to find this.
This is a lot of damage that's going to come out. TKC, he has the spin, he's going to Timber Chain out. That bracer, I mean, he's living, he's fine with this. He's got 26 regen, Super's come up to the fight, has the fissure. Not going to hold them too far, Skis is there. Healing ward at least, keeping Crimson alive at this point. He can't kill this Timbersaw. All of that damage, all of those abilities used, and he's fine. 30 seconds later, he's half health again.
We're seeing
And
the
for him,
impact
half
of
health is
them
full.
already committed the Omni Slash, like earlier on. Without the Omni Slash, they just didn't have the damage. I honestly did think you were dead for sure. He might actually go into the Jug. Woo! Without that spin, Jug would be 100% dead. Still has to be careful. Could be dope. TK's coming for him.
Yeah, Y actually killed off Soup, and this is a lot of fighting. Adesam, woo! He actually killed him off at the bottom as well.
Top lane, Brent's gonna die too.
Oh my word, it's going up everywhere. Oh, the range! No, the range drop actually saved him. Top lane, jumping back there. Berend is running away. He doesn't like this fish. Deppy gonna hit onto him. He actually gets a slow from the ulti. Should be enough though. Deppy will full heal on that. Just fight on all 3 lanes at that point. Adesam barely lived. Actually, it was a range drop that kept him alive. And our bot lane, B dies to TKC. Nothing surprising there.
TKC pretty much achieves a double kill. Kills one hero comes back in, kills the next one. And this Timbersaw really exerting the pressure right now. I think maybe he died early on just to be like, alright guys, I'm getting my death out the way early. So that I don't die later in the game. But right now he's dominating this bottom side of the map. He might die now though. He's being spanned on and there's a TP from Grimstroke. Now he's fine. Exactly fine. He's fine.
He's got to watch his mana though. Might not have enough to Timber Chain out next time around. But that is his saving grace at the moment. Adesam taking a slow start to this game actually. Bringing out parts of what looks like treads. And then he's going into the Witchblade. As top lane. They're queuing up for the kill here on Baron. Soup's coming in as well as Deppy.
Oh, Brent is so dead. He's so dead.
He's so dead. There's no way.
Very
dead.
Woo!
$10 says he's dead. If he lives, I'll give him $10. Not you. Okay, Echo. Static Storm and Echo use for that? I guess worth. Gives Snarky's advantage, more stacks
They're gonna keep the
as well.
top. Because they got the Siege Wagon with this push as well. So they can just pressurize this. At least get it down to a sub half HP. Deppy's healing up. So yeah, great set of circumstances for the side of the Benchwarmers. I am really worried about the Slog. The Slog is getting... It's becoming a problem. Already 3 permanent agi stolen. 15 minutes into the game. This is not looking good. Not looking good. And also, it's a hero that naturally buys Basher, right? So whenever you're playing Juggernaut, you're always fearful of heroes that can interrupt your spin TP home attempt. And eventually, Slog can just make mincemeat out of you. Like either the Basher or straight into Abyssal Blade. Either way, you can't play safely anymore.
Crimson just hit the jackpot, got 3 neutrals within like 2 seconds.
He got a Lance! What?
Yep.
Dude, Lance is so good.
For mid lane, Y is surely dead. Adesam jumps on him and doesn't really happen. Top lane, Fight comes right up. Baron gets the first kill. Deckles on the ulti here. Has to pop it in the end. The stun is actually going to land on him as soon as he's coming through the fight. He doesn't have Echo Slam. Yes, it's actually the stolen fish of the ski. Deppy somehow still made it through this fight. The Unleash charge is going to need one more. He's actually trying to get it. The jukes of Deppy healing him in the meantime. Soup finally does fall down, but that's his carry alive. And
My God, Deppy tiptoeing on his Jordans. You gotta call him riffraff because he's out here. He's gonna get the kill on the Rubik right now.
Yep.
And they're gonna close back.
Oh my, not like this. Toxic again on this. Okay, Baron, he's got his own shoes on.
Exactly.
Out of stand. Okay, Baron's up. Out of stand, jumping in is going to kill off B, but he's fine with this. Just a pity that it's putting the gold into Adestam's pocket. Mid lane. Y again, saying hello to Soup. Trying to take this tower. He's not got much farm on his hands. Only has the Falcon Blade and Treads finished up at this point in the game.
Top tower is under attack.
Crimson is low.
What a game.
He's got some farm under his belt. Highest of the CS shots at the moment, or highest of the net worth too. Maelstrom finish as well as phase boots.
Skill gonna die at bottom.
DKC.
No, he's actually fine. He's fine. He's fine. No, he's fine.
It's got Timber
No,
Chain in his head.
went the wrong way.
Hold up. This is pure damage against this, I think he's dead, yeah. Yeah, he's dead.
That's fine.
That's it.
Well, Baron is fine, but
Understand? Got the thing. That Timber Chain steal, that's actually mad. Pure damage gets amped up. Increased cast range too. I see your Timber Chain, I raise it.
Why is alone? Why is alone?
Why? He's dead, yeah, for sure. He's trying to pop the Requiem. He's actually getting out, so the Fear's going to be there. He gets the Souls It onto them. Deppy's falling so low. The ulti's there. They didn't have the stun from Ski ready. But now Baron onto Soup. Is going to pop the Echo. That's going to hit him fall down quite easily. Ooh, why? With that damage, DKC's coming to this fight though. So Baron, he jumps in into the Stag Storm. There's two of his teammates there as well. They do fall low. Skip is going to fall down, and Baron gets close to dying himself. Why? You gotta be careful. He has this full one shot. He's gonna just leave it at the moment.
They went 2 for 1, but
not worth. Not worth. Pure damage coming through. TKC is gonna be held back. Timber Chain is gonna hit. This needles a stun. You're gonna have the Phantom's Brace, and this magic damage is gonna do a number to you if you don't be careful. Woo!
Timber Chain miss.
That was so close. All the meanwhile, Crimson Tide. Top lane's farming like a merry child. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have one.
When I was saying worth, I was actually saying worth for Benchwarmers. You know why? Because each of these small pokes and prods, what this does is make Deppy that little bit stronger. He's gonna send himself out the Lancer Pursuit. Already has access to this Mage layer for himself. And slowly but surely, this hero is getting a lot stronger. Top lane, actually, Timber Tide, I think he's in danger here. He does have the spin. Echo Slam onto him. He might die here.
Yeah. Ski, actually, he's coming. That was Echo well wasted, it looks like.
That was too soon.
Think, yeah,
too soon.
Deppy was trying to get to the fight, but saw Ski in the side of him, and yeah, just wasn't enough. A bit of an oopsie from Soup there.
But it's still fine because this tier 1 tower gets defended, right? Because they have to commit the full Sea Dragon push. Look where Crimson Tide has to push. He's very, very scared about going across this line. And they should be able to get this tower, but it's time and effort and energy that they have to be committing here. They're going to let them have it on the side of Benchwarmers, but you can just tell from how they're positioned that even Exdee don't feel super confident about this push in the top lane. They will be able to get the tower, but they won't be able to inhibit the farm inside the jungle for the side of the Benchwarmers.
He jumps forward, actually going to have the Stag Storm onto him, so that jump is going to be the last one he does. I said, okay. The zap is going to be there. Kills him off. Mid lane. Oh, why? Yeah, it's actually going to hit on two. They didn't see him hiding in the trees. The Requiems are going to be killing off the wall of fear as well. TKC doesn't get the Timber Chain. The stun is going to hold him in place. Baron has showed up in the fight as Adestam kills off B with the jump and the scream. But now, toss back into the Shadow Feed and into Crimson Tide on the Juggernaut. A question mark comes out from Y. Maybe we'll see some more mantles this game. Maybe not. Mid lane, B trying to work their advantage. Oh, sorry, B. Exdee trying to work their advantage. Baron, couldn't really grab that one.
You could sort of see that Benchwarmers, TKC in particular, wasn't necessarily prepared for the damage outlay. That's always what happens when you play this Timber Sword to Shadow Fiend. No matter how many times you play this matchup, you'll see the secondary rage and be like, my god, that hurts. Jesus Christ, where did that damage come from? They're able to exploit that. Not only that, they can leverage that into a tier 1 tower. So they're pushing forward on the side of Exdee. They'll accomplish a lot more map control. But in the top lane and the tier 1 in this mid lane, these are the crucial towers to get from the Radiant side of the map. So now the question is, how soon can the Shadow Fiend get BKB? And what can Exdee do in the aftermath of that? It looks like going to go for the Shadow Blade first and foremost. We've already seen the power of the Fear in this game, though. That's honestly their only team fight spell. If you look at their drops on the side of Exdee, what else do they have outside of the Fear? Like, it's pretty much just Requiem. So the fact that Y is having a decent game, I'm not going to say a good game just yet, but this game is okay. It needs to stay decent and become very, very good very shortly. Otherwise, Benchwarmers can start running away with things because the slot still not necessarily being contested. About to pick up the Aghanim Scepter without too much issue from the side of Exdee. And they just picked up the Blink Dagger as well from the Earthshaker.
That's right. Exdee, top lane. They've got googly eyes for TKC at the moment. You know, losing a lot of your armor because of the passage from SF. Yep. Phantom's Embrace. There's a lot of damage that he cannot live through this time around. Armor mitigated. That's the word I was looking for. By the presence of the Dark Lord and then the magic damage as well. Hood does a bit, but not that much.
Not as much as we would hope. They still do get the kill. The Timbersaw is dead. It was better be drop. Kind of sucks for taking Roche. And they also find. Woo! Well, there was mercy here, but there isn't anymore.
He was waiting to try to jump on them, but they had the obs there and Super saw the chance to get the kill. Has that Blink Dagger finish on him as well. So surely a nice big Echo Slam to come out in due time.
And I don't think they've been revealed just yet on this Earthshaker on the map, so Soup could still try and surprise the enemy lineup. We'll be walking underneath some vision right now near the outpost. In the meantime, while we have a little bit of a lull moment, we would like to just announce two things. The first and most important thing is that just_trash_ZA has won the Evetech Stealth Glasses, so they're going to be the ones watching the finals in absolute swag at this point in time. So please get in touch with our admin crew. We've just put a message within the chat. Let us know if you see it and be out here because you just want a pair of Evetech Stealth Glasses. Shout out to just_trash_ZA. And the second thing is, regrettably, power issues might strike within the next 15 minutes. So if something weird happens, we will announce it, but be ready, be prepared. And CORNY, what a Rec Room we just saw.
The Rec Room coming out, fearing onto the two of them. TKC is left to die. He was the tanky one at the start of the game, but not anymore. Adasam, he's got his whip between his legs, trying to run away from here. It's actually Deppy, finds out to Baron. Doesn't have his BKB finished up yet, and the ulti has expired. He's got to be careful. But Adasam sees Baron here, knows he's separated from the rest of the crew. There's going to be a death here. He knows he's dead.
Yep.
He's fine. He's fine when he's dead.
He's fine in the fountain.
That was an awkward DC, but Deppy on the mid and Crimson Tide has popped the spin so he can get out of the shackle at this point. Well, the pounce, rather.
Interestingly enough, Deppy actually changed up the build. So he was initially intending to go for the Basher before going BKB in order to try and interrupt these exact kind of movements. But I decided now to queue up the BKB instead. Misses the path with the ski out, but this Rubik should still be dead.
Yep.
So more bonus agi for the slot. Deppy is getting problematically large at this point in time. They're going to be able to take down the tier 1 tower at long last in this mid lane. No counterplay options available from the side of Exdee. Oof. Yeah, they need to do something about Deppy and need to do it soon. Like, Shadow Fiend is a very good hero against a Timbersaw and can be good against a slot, provided the game is going well, but the Shadow Fiend feels like his game has stalled out at this point.
I think he just... They knew they had vision up there on that high ground, but they just opted not to destroy it, or did it come after? No, it was before.
Oh, before? Yeah, before.
That was odd. I guess maybe they just missed it when they placed it initially. But now, Crimson Tide actually has his full Mjolnir finished up. He's opting for the Manta and the Shard next up. TKC, this mid lane, he's having flashbacks to his previous death, and he's gonna leave.
He's like, oh, by the way, I'm still playing core, yo. My bad. My bad, dude. My bad.
I used to be tanky, and then I took a Shadow Fiend to the face.
I can't just die for nothing, bro. My bad. I used to be tanky like you, then I took an SF to the face. What bot lane? There's no tower here anymore. Jesu's gone. 100%.
Soon to be.
100% God. So this is gonna die. Oh. Look at the courier. So I think Slock might have decided to buy a Basher instead. because there's a
Slock has a
delivery coming in.
shard.
Is it a shot? Okay.
It's a shard, yeah. He's got shard finished up, so
There we go. Yeah. I couldn't
Puddle
see
to
his foot
fight
anymore.
in. Maybe he'll save DKC. Maybe.
Depth
I'll
was
play.
actually. Oh my god! Missed the
That's
first one, but the second one.
That's it, everyone! Oh, I'm crying. That was so big. B's gonna try and do what he can. Baron is just barely living through this BKB. TKC is running forward. He actually gets the kill.
Oh, he was dead.
A 4-for-1 wipe. Deppy says hashtag worth, and Soup goes, oh my lordy, because that was a massive echo slam.
The only thing that sucks is that with Deppy being dead, they don't have any presence within the Roshan pit, so they can't take the big man down. So no Aegis available, but nonetheless, Soup, woo, pulled up in that fight. The team did 8,700 damage. He dealt alone 4,000 of it. So you know exactly the kind of contribution this Earthshaker was providing to that fight. The Blink Dagger with this Aghanim Shard making the difference for the side of the Benchwarmers. What a fight. And they prevent everything big from happening. There's no Requiem because the Shadow Fiend isn't there. There's no GG Slash because he just dies too early. So even though they got off like the leash coming out of the Soulbind, to what end? None of these heroes are actually being affected by spells that they care about. They can just Rihlamvu shot throughout the entire engagement.
Just gotta be careful here. Have the whirling death, but no. Timber chain. Timber chain. Scot free. Oh no. B, not again.
It's a BKB as well, my god.
You've died to this obs before. Don't try D-Ward it again, please. Oh no, he just got the vision for something to glimpse it back. What is this?
Exact same watch.
Oh my
8k gold lead now in favor of the side of the Benchwarmers. They are in a very, very solid position. No BKB is available for the Shadow Fiend. Obviously, Juggernaut's going to be going for a different build. Has the Aghanim Shard, has the Mjolnir, but unlike in the previous game when we saw the Juggernaut, where he went for the Mjolnir, this time around, his matchup into the late game, not actually that optimal. So it would have been better, I think, if he had gone for the Midas, but too late for that. Now middle, there's going to be a fight breaking out here as well.
That was a cheeky fight. I had the jump forward, the rebound, standoff Toxic. He popped the static field, but it actually just gave it to Ski Hunt at the end of the day. Y just came in with the right clicks. So now Static Storm. On the side of Exdee, Ski opts to wait to use it again. They do smoke up, so maybe not so. Crimson Tide is top here, so they are going to fight this 4v4.
They can catch him. They can catch him.
Oh, he's actually
Sadly,
TP bottom now.
You know what sucks? Unlike in some of the previous games, they don't have heroes like... They don't have insta-catch heroes. Look at their drafts here, CORNY. Who can start the fight unambiguously for them?
Yep, Baron, he starts the fight for them. Pops the BKB, he's going to go into them. DKC takes a lot of this damage. His own BKB himself, keeping a lot of that damage mitigated. Showing us the Soulbind, but it's not going to do anything here.
That depth shot.
Yeah. That
Changing everything. Putting it on the Timbersaw. That's actually so strong because look what they committed. There's no GG Slash, there's no Soulbind, there's no Unleash. All they have left is the Requiem of Souls, but the way Benchwarmers have been playing, they're generally positioned far enough away from one another that the Requiem shouldn't really have a meaningful impact on how they proceed in these fights.
Mid lane, Soup actually gets the sun. The fish is going to hit onto 2. He doesn't even know it. B's going to be the one to fall. Y is channeling up the Requiem, but doesn't opt to pop it. B again. He's used to it. That's his 9th there. What's one more? Looking
D
a
Dragon
little,
pushing middle. Yeah.
a little bit rough. Crimson Tide, he's just opting to farm up here in the top lane. They're trying to push the top, get something back, but at the same time you're losing your mid tier 2.
You know, I made the comment last game about how Exdee has to start looking towards game 3. I think they might not start looking towards tournament 4, unless this Requiem is amazing.
This Requiem, it does get onto a few of them, pushes them into an awkward spot. The Savage Field is going to be there. They actually deny Ski at the end of the time, and yep, Timber Chain out. Benchwarmers can just reset. They have all the ultis still up. No
Nice
Requiem.
presence of mind from Y to recognize that they is underneath the auspices of the Shadow Strike, so you can actually get the deny off, but doesn't necessarily preclude this push because nobody died on Benchwarmers, and they have very low cooldown, so why not just keep going back in?
Baron has to get a good jump off here. He's their form of initiation in this game. Ski Hound doesn't have any skills stolen. He's dead. TKC still has BKB up. Out of stand. Still has BKB up. Beppy still has ulti up. And Dentra. Spin's gonna come forward. Crimson Tide, you gotta be careful. That fish is gonna block you off. The kill's gonna come on Baron. They actually kill off the support at the start. He's gonna get super as well. So this is a fight between the cores. Ski's going onto TKC now. Has a BKB popped and Ski's falling low. Baron is here, has the unleash. He's gonna round into him. And now TKC falls low again. So Benchwarmers getting a little bit thrifty there, but Baron caught the backline, was able to get on top of Toxic and kill him off while he had his BKB. Standoff, unleash, and yeah, you're dead.
Baron legitimately, individually saving the game right there. Bringing about no supports and preventing them from being able to get off the Static Storm nor the Echo Slam. Both spells which we've seen have dramatic impacts on these team fights in this game. So now that we are going to be having Exdee rebuffing this push, they're in a Roshan pit. They're going to get themselves as Aegis of the Immortal. Benchwarmers are going to smoke up, but it's a little bit too late. There's not going to be any way to stop this. So Crimson Tide will pick up this Aegis. More importantly, Exdee haven't lost all important real estate, but nice glimpse back. What a glimpse, actually.
Yeah. Oh, well, actually, hold up, nice. I was about to say that might have worked for Ski there. That shard is proving a nice pickup. Reposition everyone. Oh, Fissure is going to land.
What a Fissure.
Stand as well, and here comes Deppy. Oh, but ooh! I just mentioned it, and I proved it again.
This shot is broken.
It's
Please change. Come on, please change this. Please change this. Please change this. Well,
I think there's a lot more to fix in the game before they touch that shot. But
yep.
It's true.
Unfortunately, Corny, it is, while they're smoked up, it is important for us to explain to everybody that we are now playing on literally borrowed time. We do not know when half the players in this actual game will lose the electricity. But right now, TKC might lose his life.
Yep, he's gonna do it. Hasn't popped his BKB. He's gonna get Requiem soloed. We've all experienced that in our life. A full Requiem to the face, like we mentioned. Baron, he's throwing fall here. He still has BKB. He's gonna jump out. Doesn't have a teammate to jump off of at this point. They're gonna let him. They'll let him live this time around.
You know, since they made these changes to the magic reduction on the Requiem,
yes,
and then now as magic reduction, it feels so hard to play Timbersaw into this. Oh god!
It seems
oh
that's it.
no! Oh no! Oh
well,
no! Oh no!
Yeah, this is the state that we live on. Thank you, Escom. Right. This is the state of Dota in South Africa at the moment. We try and get these games done, and yeah, this is what we have to deal with occasionally. It is unfortunate at the end of the day.
Fortunately, yep. Worst thing.
It's unfortunate. Fortunately, wait, what? That doesn't make sense. No,
it is very unfortunate. Well, we do not know exactly how things are going to be proceeding from here, because we were hoping that the game would be concluded one way or another in either direction. But what exactly is going to happen from this point, we don't know. We don't know. We obviously going to have the conversation with the admin crew, because there were some stipulations about what the result would look like given certain parameters of the game. Those parameters I don't think have been decisively met, so we don't know. We might have a we might have a win in either direction. The only way to be able to find out, good point for a plug actually, is to be able to follow the Evesports ZA page on the Twitter, the Instagram, as well as the Facebook, to be aware of exactly how the resolution of this game is going to be happening. I mean, you know what? There is one positive thing about this, right? Is as much as people might be like, oh, it's load shedding. In TI qualifiers, Secret versus Goon Squad had to be moved to a different day for the third game to accommodate issues happening that were out of control of the production crew. If you can give leeway to the TI qualifiers for Team Secret, you can give leeway for the lower bracket finals here in EGL One Season 3. So we will find a solution where we have a understanding of exactly what will happen next. But I think I loved how close this game was. Yes, it was a very resounding net worth lead, still in favor of the side of the Benchwarmers. Yes, they were pushing up the high ground. However, at this point of the game, they weren't the ones that had access to the Aegis. They weren't the ones that were playing aggressively onto the map. So anything could still have happened. So this game still very much in the works. Regrettably, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen, we don't know if it's going to be a rehost, a continuation.
yeah.
I imagine a rehost. So this sort of was a practice game for us, right?
We were hoping to get it done before 10 o'clock. Both the teams agreed that we'd try and squeeze it in. If it happened before 10, it happened. And if the game was going to get to 10 o'clock and it happened like this, it would be a redo in the next coming days, which I have just heard will be streamed, regardless of any casters or anything like that. It will be up for you guys to watch. So, like Snare said, go follow the socials, and you can see exactly where and when that will happen. But regardless, you'll also find out the result of that. So it is unfortunate, but it is the state that we have to live in at the moment. And we have to, live is not the right word. It's survive. We gotta do it like that. So the game will be redone as both the teams agreed to it that way. So we'll see what happens in the next few days. And like I said, follow the socials so you don't miss out, and find out who goes to the grand final against Sinister 5. We're there. They'll be playing the best of 5 against the the back-to-back, the kings of the arena. And yeah, we will see who gets to get that spot in the next few days. But until then, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for participating in the giveaway and all of the things. And thank you to Dell and Intel for putting on the show and keeping the lights on as long as we can have that. So, for all of us here at EGL, we'll see you guys in a few days. Cheers.